I just didn't know how to like hop. Are we hopping straight into the marathon? I think we should.
Dude,
That's why we're here.
Your pod. You let me know. What do you need?
You're the one. I'm here to listen because I'm excited to hear the story.
Okay, you want the Mary story?
I think we want the whole Mary story. Everything you can add about the story. Don't leave anything out.
So we'll start at the beginning. I mean, I think I went over this on the last pod a little bit, so I'll kind of glance over
I was gonna say we
beginning.
should go back and talk about let's talk about the fucking beginning.
Yeah.
Where it's like you were on this pod. I told you about Runna.
On
this pod, and then
dude,
yeah,
revolutionary game. I'm trying to get my buddy is running a marathon, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing for your plan? Like, get Runna, it's pretty good. And he's like, nah, I'm just gonna. He ran the St. George Marathon a couple years ago, and he just went for it, and he got like a 6 hour and 30 minute or something, but he got it done, and so he's like, I raw dogged it before, I'll do it again. I'm like, dude, it's not the same. Like, you were a different dude, but I think he was like just working out more and stuff and like more active at the time.
Is it your running on energy buddy?
No, different buddy from work. He was Kyle, the one that was in one of the videos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he's running St. George again, and I'm like, but I think at the time he ran St. George, he was in the JROTC, so he was more.
Yeah, he looks like that type.
Yeah. We make jokes about that all the time.
Yeah.
We're like, you were that kid? He's like, I was that kid. Yeah, he's cool dude, but I think he was in the military doing drills and things like that at the time, so
fairly fit.
More fit at least, and I'm like, bro, you haven't like ran in forever, you're gonna need to. And the longest run he did for his first marathon was 6 miles. So I'm like, you're gonna need something. But anyway, that's besides the point. So rolling it back, when I signed up for my first marathon, I was listening to Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Yeah.
And he has a bit in there where he says, don't plan for your marathon, don't do the training and then sign up, just sign up. Then like give yourself a deadline, and then you have to be ready by that date.
Yep.
And I had listened to the book a few times, and I had always been interested in marathon, and by that point Moroni had run his marathon. I think I had heard about you running your marathon, but I don't think you had run yours yet. That would have been in like June maybe? Maybe it was like June or July. I don't know if you had run your...
Mine's
you run
October.
Yours October. So yeah, you hadn't run yours yet. So I'd heard about you running yours, but I was like, I've always wanted to do this. And it's just like one of those things that feels like you need to take that step. So I just did it. And at the time I was, I don't know, 270 pounds, 280 pounds. I just started like my weight loss journey, I guess. And I wasn't very strict on it at that point because like I said previously, I messed around a little bit too much on the first 2 months. Maybe I think I had just started getting into it, so maybe I was 10 pounds down and I was feeling all motivated. Anyway, signed up for Salt Lake April 2026, and I was like, that gives me a couple months to lose all the weight and hit the weight loss goal by September, which was my goal to lose 60 pounds by September, and then gives me a couple months after that to train for the marathon. So I lost all the weight, super happy about that. One of the like greatest things I'd ever done with my life was like losing all the weight that I'd always wanted to lose. So it just
and you got down to what?
I got down to 210.
So
and
that
was
60,
like
60 beans, huh? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, my peak heaviest, I think I was like 280, and that was, I might have been heavier, but I just was too afraid to jump on the scale. That was like really heavy.
Same with me.
280 was like
189 at 17 years old was a big one for me.
Yeah. Well, I played football and stuff, so I was like, but I ballooned after football crazy because I wasn't being active and I was just eating like a monster. And then I had disposable income, and it was right after high school. Me and my wife got married, and so it was like we were living on our own, buying our own food. I was working a lot and just like grubbing like a machine. So I ballooned up pretty heavy, and then I went through like tons of waves of like, I've always been a chunkier kid, but that was like when it was like peak. I'm overweight. I need to lose weight bad, or else I'm going to be 350 pounds and like hate my life.
Yep.
Knee pain, that kind of stuff, just the whole gambit. So I knew I wanted to lose all the weight, had always wanted to. So I finally hit that in September, got down to 210, and I still wanted to lose more weight at that point. But that was like fasted, no food in my system, starved down to the bone.
Right in the morning after your shit,
Exactly, like anything I could do. So I hit 210, and it was such a great feeling. And like I had told a bunch of people that I was going to do it, so I posted it in my family's group chat, and I was like, haters say they didn't, like I couldn't do it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I hit that. I felt fantastic. And then after that, I knew that I was going into the marathon prep, and I didn't start right away because I was like, maybe I'll wait to the new year, because from the new year to the marathon, I'd have 4 months, almost 5 months. It'll probably be fine. And I'll have some time to just kind of kick it. And like, I had just lost all the weight. So I was like, I want to grub up and like have a little bit of fun for a little while. Cause I was locked in when I was losing the weight. Like I was eating very little, Some days I was just fasting, which felt really fantastic, honestly. I love fasting. I think it's super helpful. Mental clarity is crazy, and just feels so good to be so light when I was used to eating so much and feeling so full and hot and sweaty all the time. I was just like, man, I just feel light and airy.
Yeah.
Felt really good, but going from that, wanted to have a little bit of fun, so I did, and then I was talking to Moroni, and he had run his marathon by that point, and I didn't know anything about the marathon. I didn't know about training, anything, nutrition, nothing, so I was talking to him, and he was like, dude, give it as much time as you possibly can, like, every minute counts, like, basically you're already a week late, and I was like, shoot, I need to lock in on this, so I think I had, like, someone's bachelor party I was going to, and then the next Monday, I started my marathon prep, and I think it was right about that time we had our podcast. I don't remember. I know it was like before I had started running, we had our pod, but it was going to be like the next Monday that I was going to start, something like that.
Whose batch did you go to?
I don't even remember. It might not have been a bachelor. It might have just been like an event I was going to.
It was the... Didn't you guys do like a drinking game? Was it that?
It might have been.
I think it might have been.
It very well could have. I knew that I was going to like...
Yeah, it's got to be that, because it was down at your brother's house in Eagle Mountain. You guys did that game. You won it. You won it.
Yep, I won that time. Yeah, so yeah, we were going to have a party night for his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, after that I'll start. And then we had the pod, and then you told me about Runna on the podcast, and I didn't have any plan at all. I was kind of going to follow Higher Up Wellness's plan, and he talks about marathon training and nutrition and stuff. So I had seen a video previously. I was like, okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch any of his running stuff and just kind of structure my own plan. I figured I'd do a mile run for, every day of the week. And then the next week I do 2. And then
that's what Momo kind of told me.
Yeah.
He's like, you just don't go more
like
than
30% or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that. I was just going to go, okay, 1 mile. Okay, add a mile. Okay, add a mile.
Yep.
Until I was there, and that was a horrible plan.
Yeah.
It was not well planned out. So I downloaded Runna on your recommendation. 100% worth it. I actually really love Runna. Some people are like, no, you need a running coach. I'm like, I don't have money for that.
And I'm not trying to say what Mo ran a fucking marathon based off his training.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of what Runna is anyway. Like it's pretty much what he was doing, but a little bit, chunked up.
The major separation for me with Runna was the pacing, because I knew nothing about pace and how to run, like when to run faster, when to run slower. I don't think I even would have paid attention to my times. I would have just I'm going for a run. Okay, that took 30 minutes according to my Apple Watch.
I wasn't paying attention to pace or heart rate. I was like, the only thing that I could visually think about was time, because it's the only thing I can put into perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is how long a minute is. I know that,
Quantifiable.
Yeah. But it's like, with a pace, even though it is minutes, it's still a lot different, because now you're working with miles, and then minutes go to, I don't know, just like
and
more
it can
math
be so
to
varied.
it.
Yeah, it's like you have a 10:15 to a 10:30 to a 11:42, and it's like it doesn't. It's like that's a minute different. Who cares? But it makes all the difference
when you multiply it by 26. That's a long time.
Yeah, it eats you. So anyway, got Runna downloaded. That was a huge help. It starts you off way slow, and it tell you all your pace, like we just said.
Yep.
Perfect. That was like honestly the biggest step I think for me that made the difference in me running it. Like, obviously my race didn't go fantastic, but it would have been even worse if I didn't have Runna. I probably would have run maybe 10 miles mediocre before I ran the marathon, and then I would have walked half of it or 90% of it.
Yep.
So Runna was super helpful, and then we hit a couple of long runs along the process, which was super cool. I had never run at all, and then I had never run with people, so I was like, I'm just starting running. I'm going to be slow, and I'm going to be out of breath, and then we were hitting runs. And when we were first doing runs, it was like, I'm out of breath, and like we're kind of chatting, and I could kind of chat, but like for the first 2 or 3, I was like, yeah, bro, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like trying not to be so out of breath, because I just felt like such freaking out of shape. But that was super helpful, seeing running in a different light, like running with people. It was kind of a fun event. Yeah. And then getting together on a long run makes it way more tolerable when you just chit chat.
Yep.
The miles just fly by.
Just cruise by.
Oh yeah. That was killer. And then I did basically the rest of my prep on my own, and started doing a lot more research towards the end about carbohydrate intake, like mostly the nutrition. That's really what kind of tickles my fancy is the nutrition, the numbers of it, the electrolytes, and carb, protein, those kind of things.
I don't remember what you were saying, but a while back, I think it was when we filmed one of the Running on Energies in the car, you were talking about how, like, Momo was this type of dude, I was this type of dude. And then
Momo's focused on form. Like, what he wants to perfect is the form and how you, like, shoulder movement, foot hitting the ground, like how you're supposed to be hitting that, recording it, and making sure you have the best, like, visually, like, and mechanically, how your body moves. For me, I'm into all the nutrition, the sciencey stuff behind it, like what you should be doing in the rest days, what you should be eating, what you should be, all the electrolytes you should be taking, and then like your logistics. You're like, okay, get Runa, okay, you're gonna get these shoes, you like products, all the product recommendations. Like it was just cool to see that come together because I felt like I actually had something to add to the marathon because Momo kind of pioneered it in a way.
Yeah,
he was the
and
first
for
one
me
to do
too.
It. Yeah, and like you learned from him, I learned from him, and then I learned a bunch from you, and then I took that, and then I was able to be like, oh, I asked you guys about nutrition, and it was kind of like, oh, I do this, I eat these carbs, I eat bananas and toast, and like good recommendations, but I'm like, it's just more like I need to know the numbers of it, and I need to know what and why. So I started getting into it, and
you being more awake to that shit made me realize it too, because it's like I'm gonna do gels and like I know about carbs and shit. Yeah. But it's like, but then I also have to deal with not having it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like fuck,
dude. You know, it's brutal
like
on the
relying
body.
on that would be too much, but then also relying too much on form because your form, at least my form, went out the fucking window.
Oh yeah, I don't.
After you're 18 miles in, it's like just take a step.
The second I'm tired, I'm just trying to go.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not worried about how my spine's looking.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm slapping
that
floor,
ground,
just get me up,
crawling.
100%. That when you mentioned that, because I was really worried about form going into running because I talked to Momo.
You did ask about it on the first pod.
Yeah.
A lot of people do in the beginning, but it's like you figure it out when you run 400 miles. You figure it out because you won't be able to go fucking 13 miles on shit form. Like you'll figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, you just kind of fall into it, and probably still to this day I don't have perfect form, and I really do think that if Moroni gets into it enough to like start studying it and be able to film and see what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, it would be advantageous. It would make all the difference. That's like elite runner level.
Oh yeah.
So I think it could be super useful, but I do think in the beginning it's like, bro, you've never run before. Maybe put some miles down and then see how you feel.
Get some time on
like
feet.
I was too nervous about that in the beginning, but it is cool to just see it all come together, and like the knowledge that I learned from you and Moroni helped me so much through mine. Yeah. So I was super glad to have that, and I kind of thought also going into it, it's like I run a lot heavier than you guys. I got like 50 pounds on you. I knew that like the fuel might be my edge. Like you guys have, you guys both have that the grit to it. You're gonna grind and you want to have the hard work and you're gonna get through it. You're like hustlers. Yeah. I knew you guys both had that, and I'm like, my like edge, so to speak, in this race to keep me somewhat reasonable time will be that I will take care of the fueling and the nutrition. And that'll help me so much. Obviously, it didn't. We'll get there, but it was just interesting to see that shake out, and so I was like, that's going to be my edge. Yeah. But anyway, going forward,
how were your trainings leading up to it?
They were good until I think my 19 miler, which I ran around my house, and then I ran to Run Club out here. Yeah. For my last 4 miles, I ran the 15 miles around my house and then to here.
You're a fucking beast, because even on my 10 miler the other day, I was thinking about, like, you did, like, 6 more and then did Run Club with me, and I did 6 with you. Yeah. So it's like, fucking, that was heaps, Dude,
it was hard. When I got, honestly, if you guys weren't here, I would have done a lot mediocre of an effort. Like, it would have been way worse, because I was so beat down, but I was running with you guys, so it was like I can't be the one holding up the pack. And then also anytime I'm like getting tired and slowing down, it's like, you got this, bro. I'm like, just keep going, just like keep getting through it. So it was awesome to have Run Club for that reason. Yeah. It gave me the motivation to keep pushing through. And I think my 19 miler was like my peak run of the entire prep. Yeah. It was my best timing. Not necessarily like a PR, but I was on my pace targets the entire time, and I felt the best. I was super sore after, but it's 19 miles. You kind of expect that. Yeah. And then my 20 miler, I feel like the wheels started to fall off pretty good. I did not feel great. I also ran to Run Club, I think, that day. I can't remember if I ran to Run Club or if I ran around my house, but I remember... Oh, no, I didn't. It was a 19 miler I did the next week. Was my 20 miler, and I ran around my house, and I ran for 14 miles, and then the last 6 I walked home. I was so just
I remember
down
that.
and I just like couldn't do it. And I was like, what is going on right now? I was just feeling horrible. So that one scared me pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then I was starting to have the issue in my leg. So I was having like in my right hip, I was having some weird tension where it was felt like every time I was driving my hip, it just felt weird and hurt.
I had the same shit.
And it made it hard to run because there's just extra pressure there. And it's heavier. My leg is now heavier. And then my bigger issue was my left leg. About mid leg here, I was getting what I can only imagine is stress fracture. I thought it was a calf issue at first, so I was like stretching it out like crazy, hoping that it was just a tight calf. And I was like, I just can't get my calf to loosen up. I think it was not the calf because the bone hurt itself. And I was like, okay, my calves are not the issues. It's the bone.
I feel like I still have that a bit from my marathon. I dealt with the same shit.
Oh, I'm sure you do. And I don't think we're probably not doing the right rehab to get rid of it.
Absolutely not.
A lot of rest would help, which is another reason I'm almost glad that I took the time off after my marathon. Mm-hmm. It's been like a month. I did my first run back from the marathon yesterday.
Yeah.
And so it was a straight month where I did basically nothing. Like I was hitting the gym, but not running at all. And I think that was beneficial because I just needed straight time to heal. Like the bone needed to repair itself.
Yep.
But back to the end of my prep, 20 miler was horrible. I was super nervous, and every run after that was feeling just dreadful. Mm-hmm. I was heavy on everyone, and they're like 3.5 mile runs, 5 mile runs. I missed a couple. I was scared and I didn't have it.
Yep.
And everything felt terrible. I'm like, why does my body feel like I don't know how to run anymore? I felt like I forgot how.
Yep.
And then also the pain in my legs didn't help, and it was starting to warm up, the weather, so it was getting hotter, and then I was like, man, it just is suffocating to run. Really rough time for running, but I was still trying to stay in it. So I ended up taking 2 weeks off, like pretty much right before my marathon, where I didn't run at all, because I was like, my leg's hurting so bad, I don't want to be so cooked for my marathon. I'm going to take 2 weeks off and just hope for the most recovery I can in 2 weeks. And I was nervous that was going to affect me on the marathon, and it probably did a little bit more mentally than physically. I don't think it actually affected my run. It was just mentally, I was like, I'm not dialed anymore because I wasn't running. So I took those 2 weeks off. I hit the, I don't even remember what run it was, but it was the Monday of my marathon week. My marathon was on Saturday. That Monday I ran 2.5 or 3.5 miles, and it was like marathon race reps or something like that. So you run your marathon pace for a mile, and then you walk, and then you run your marathon. Anyway, something like that. And it was like fine, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. It was really tough still, and I was like, man, this is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
And I was thinking through this whole process that I started doing more research and being like, oh, it's my electrolytes, because I was pretty dialed on the carbs. I was carbing up super heavy before long runs. I was taking my carb gels, and then eventually I was taking maple syrup for my long runs. On the advice of a creator on TikTok, Morning Coffee. Check him out. He's pretty good. He recommended the maple syrup, and I really liked that on my 19 miler. So I was like, this feels good. I'm going to keep doing this. But I was pretty new to it. So that was kind of a mistake. If I was going to do that, I should have started at the beginning of my prep, not at the end of my prep. It was too late to introduce something new. Which is one of the major problems with my whole marathon is I bounced around a lot trying different gels. I tried Goo Energy because that's what they had at my marathon. So I was like, I'll get that one. They had Goo Energy, and then I bounced to Honey Stinger because it was cheaper. And then I messed around with the maple syrup. And even in the beginning, before I knew about carb gels and stuff, I was doing Skittles. I would go to the gas station, buy some Skittles, and chomp those. And I actually didn't hate that. It was pretty good. But regardless, I jumped around too much. I should have stayed consistent with Goo from... If I started with it, I should have finished with it. But going into the actual marathon, obviously nervous that week. Oh, like I was saying, I was pretty solid on the carbs. I was carbing up heavy. I learned a lot about the carbs in the process, and I was trying pretty high carb, which was a mistake. With the maple syrup, I was shooting for like 140 grams of carbs per hour, which is a ton. That's like elite runner level. And I was like, I have a strong stomach. I can handle it. I'm a bigger dude, so like all these skinny little runners are like, oh, it hurts my stomach. But I'm like, I can handle it. And I did on my 19 miler, so I thought I'd be fine, and ended up not being fine. So I dropped it to 100 grams per hour for my marathon. And I was like, that's a lot more reasonable. It'll be fine. I assumed it was electrolytes that were my mistake with the whole prep, because I was taking Echo Vision's Echo Light company on online, if you check them out, EchoVision, they're actually awesome. All their formulations are great, and I go crazy about formulations and the nitty gritty, so I really like their stuff. A lot of their pre-workouts are stacked, as well as their electrolytes, and so I was like, I'll take Echolyte, I'll be perfect, but it's like 350 milligrams of sodium, and I started looking into the electrolytes, and you need essentially 1,500 milligrams of sodium replaced per pound of body weight or per pound of water that you lose on a
1 hour
on a 1 hour run. Yeah, so it's a sweat test. Again, I heard about it from Morning Coffee. Basically, you go out for a hour-long run in the morning. You don't eat or drink any water before you do your hour run. You weigh before, you weigh after. If you lose 1 pound, you're a pretty light sweater. You need to replace 1,500 milligrams of sodium, and then an equivalent amount of potassium and magnesium. Obviously, a lot less, but it's like, say, 1,000 milligrams of sodium in a electrolyte mix is going to be like 1,000 sodium, 200 potassium, 50 magnesium. So, some sort of ratio similar to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1,500 milligrams of sodium per pound. So if you lose 3 pounds, that's 4,500 milligrams of sodium. And I lost 3 pounds. So I'm thinking, wow, that's a ton. I need to hammer electrolytes. That's probably why I'm feeling so crappy, because it's starting to get hotter, so I'm sweating more, and I'm so depleted on my electrolytes this whole time that now it's catching up to me now that I'm hitting longer runs. Yep. Like the Echolyte was just barely keeping me above baseline. So I thought that was the issue. So I started hammering electrolytes super hard for my long runs, and then I planned for my marathon to take a bunch of electrolytes. And my bladders were filled with water and 2 packets of electrolyte each. Like I was going to hammer it, which is a mistake. You should never go into a marathon with anything new. You don't want new shoes. You don't want new carbs, nothing. You want to be practiced with it, which I had heard a lot. But again, I got in my own way and thought, I have a strong stomach. I can handle it. Not the right move. That was a mistake. So got in my head about that and started planning for the increased electrolytes. And I did also a lot of electrolytes before the run. So morning of the marathon, or day before, well, technically 3 days before, I started carbing up. So I can't remember how many grams of carbs I was doing a day. I think it was like 600 grams of carbs a day. Oh, shit. And I wasn't worried about protein or fats on my whole marathon prep, which is also a mistake. I should have been keeping an eye on my protein and making sure to hit enough, which I eat a lot of protein as it is, but not nearly enough to repair the damage that was happening. Probably why I had stress fractures and injuries. Because my protein was too low and I was eating a ton of carbs. But anyway, carbed up 600 grams of carbs a day for 3 days, which is a ton. And you eat a lot of fruit juices, a lot of things like that to get in easy carbs, like fruit snacks, that kind of thing. Easily digestible carbs. And then the morning of, I woke up, I had 100 grams of carbs, and then had, the day before I also had electrolytes, and then the morning of I had electrolytes, and then I loaded my 2 bladders, they're 500 ml flasks, loaded them with electrolyte, and then I had packets that I was just going to rip the top off, dry scoop, and take with water. And that's what Morning Coffee does. And so I was thinking I would do the same thing. And it's a lot harder to do than you think. And I had practiced with it, like at work, I would just dry scoop it just to test and make sure I could do it. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine. But to do that while you're running is really difficult. And then also, when you're not used to that amount of electrolytes, it's so heavy on your stomach. And
I can't hardly drink from my bladder without like prepping. I gotta like fill up my mouth with the water just because I gotta breathe. So like drinking is like fucks up my breath. So I gotta put the water in my mouth, breathe out of my nose, swallow, and then be able to breathe again.
That's kind of funny. That's kind of how I feel about the carb gels. Like I'll like shoot the whole gel, and then I have to like, and I'm like holding it in my mouth, and I gotta like take it bit by bit. Like with the goo energies, they're a little bit thicker. So I would like chomp them.
I
like,
still bite it. Yeah,
I would chew them because it was like mentally easier to think I'm chewing it than
I'm the same way.
Back. But it's weird. It's hard to get used to, and the running already is such a different stimulus than you're used to if you don't run. And who runs casually? So no one's gonna be used to it.
Freak.
And then when you start taking gels, it's an even bigger jump because you have something in your stomach that's bouncing around, and you also are moving your body. So it's like you're not used to either of those things. So you feel like kind of throwing up if you're not careful. And that's kind of what happened going into the actual day of the race.
Walk me through the whole...
Dude, it was actually a great day, and it was super rewarding, and I'm like... I'm excited to tell about it because it was really fun. I don't think very highly of it, and I don't speak very highly of it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So woke up, I think at like 4 or 5 in the morning, because I wanted to eat my carbs and then give myself like 3 hours or so to digest and be able to use the bathroom. That way I didn't have to try and poop on the run, which I pooped on my runs so much. TMI, but there was so many runs. I'm like, I need to run to a gas station.
Maverick's clutch as fuck.
Oh my gosh. That Maverick was so beautiful to see. And there was one, I was running to Run Club, and I was just so sick. I needed to go so bad. And it was to the point where I almost couldn't run because I was like, I'm going to poop myself.
Yeah.
And then I saw this golden porta potty on the side of the road. And I was like 2 miles from a Maverick, so I was not going to make it.
Yeah.
And I see this golden porta potty, and I just like almost tears. I just ran over there, had to do my business, and that saved me so much. But anyway, I pooped so much on my runs. I don't know if that's a common experience, but man alive, I could not stop.
It gets my bowels moving for sure.
Oh yeah, the trains are running.
Running. Yep.
There was some runs I pooped 3 times. I swear. I'm just like, I didn't know I could poop this much.
It's like when you're a kid and you're playing come to court or like hide and go seek. The second you hide, you have to pee.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with running. It's like the second I start running, it's like I gotta shit right now.
Yeah.
I need to. Just not every run I do shit, but it's like every one I have to.
Well, I always feel lighter after, so I'm like, oh, I like good, I'm gonna be killer. Mm-hmm. And then like 4 miles later, I'm like, round 2.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to go again?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have anything in my stomach.
Yep.
It's crazy. But anyway, I wanted to prep because I did that on a lot of my runs, so I wanted to make sure that I had time to use the bathroom before the marathon. So we got my kids babysat. My mom watched them for the marathon, which was super nice. We were able to drop them off and go do packet pickup and everything with them babysat, which was a huge relief that we didn't have to worry about it. And I took the day off work on Friday to go pick up my packet.
Yeah.
And do the whole
how was that?
Super confusing. Horrible.
It can be confusing as fuck on your first one.
It was at the Utah State Fair Park, and I've never been there. I didn't know where to go. I drove around the block at least once, maybe twice, because I didn't know where to go. And then we finally found a parking spot and skinnied in. And we did have my youngest was still with us. So she was going to be babysat, but only for the one night, not for the whole Friday and Saturday. Yeah, so we found a spot, and she stayed in the car with her, and I went in. And I didn't know where to go. I kind of just followed people. And it's not clear when, at least at that packet pickup, there's a building and there's a whole zigzag that you do. You go down the stairs, around everything, upstairs, through this thing, and then back downstairs and out. And like, so going in, I knew where to go because you go in and you go left and you get your bib. And then I didn't know where to go after that. And there's a ton of free stuff. It's like,
they
all these
bring you through all the sponsors.
I didn't know what it was there for. So I was like,
oh, really?
I was like, do I have to go to everything?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't think I have to. So I just skipped a lot of them. There was probably a lot of cool free stuff.
I had tons of people like, hey, what's going on? Like, come check out the booth and shit. Like, try on these shoes. And I was like, I'm good. Yeah. But yeah, I felt the same way on my first.
I was so lost, and I was like nervous kind of because I didn't know where to go.
So my first packet pickup was for the Tulip 5K at Thanksgiving Point.
Yep.
But you're in like where the horses are.
Really?
It just smells like fucking horse shit. And then they have all the booths, and it brings you like around. But it was like Costco, where like if you go in the other way, they're like, "Don't come this way."
Around. Yeah.
So I started going in the wrong way, and they're like, "No, get the fuck out." And I was like, "My bad. Like, what the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
So I was pissed. I go back out of the car, like, "What the fuck?" I don't know. Katie remembers it because I was a dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit sucks. I hate every minute of it. I'm hangry, and the lines take forever. Parking was shit. So it was a bad experience on my first packet pickup too. And then you have to go in the other way, and then it smelled like shit, and you're in line, and then this person can't find their email and shit.
Course,
it's like, fucking, can someone else help me? But there's one chick running the whole thing, but they have different, like, you can see the iPads that they could have used, but no one's at them.
Yeah,
so
they don't have enough staff.
Fucking open this one up. Yeah. It was just
it's frustrating, and it's confusing, and honestly, there was so much stuff there that they were giving out for free that the bag that I needed to take to do, like, drop my gear in before the marathon, I almost didn't get that because I thought it was just some free sponsor stuff. So I
learned the hard way, which I want to know this about yours. Just like, what was the corral like at the start of your marathon? So, but I think we're gonna get there.
Okay. It was pretty cool
because mine was fucking horrible.
I have a funny story a crazy story about that. Not crazy, but just someone there that shouldn't have been. Anyway, so I'm walking through the whole thing. I get my bib. I think, okay, this is probably just free stuff. There was a Salt Lake Marathon hat, and I was like, I really want to buy that because I don't have a hat, and I was going to run without one, but I was worried about getting burned.
Yep.
So I thought it would be nice to have a hat, and I ended up passing because I was nervous and I didn't know where to go. I ended up going to get my shirt. Just by luck, I happened to follow the crowd, and it took me to the right spot. I thought I was going to have to buy one, and then it was like, go here, and this is where it actually is.
Yeah.
So really confusing, and honestly, I wish it was more clear, or if I had gone with someone that had known, it would have been helpful, but I did it alone. So that was kind of difficult, but I got all my stuff, ended up grabbing the gear bag, and it had a bunch of free stuff in it, like Kodiak cakes.
Like Kodiak cakes, some pretzels or some bullshit.
Something or other. Yeah, I almost didn't grab that, but because it's just this clear plastic bag that's really cheap.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't grab it, but I ended up grabbing one, and it was good because when you get to the marathon and you have like your jacket or your, keys, whatever you have with you, whatever you
wallet,
want to drop,
jacket, sunglasses, fucking coat, whatever.
everything, yeah. Anything you don't want to run with, but you don't want to lose or leave in your car, and your driver takes it away.
Yeah.
You drop in that. It's called a drop bag. So you put it in there. You put your bib. Your bib actually has a little tag on it that rips off and then zip ties to the drop bag.
Sometimes it's a sticker. You go sticker with your
or something.
Anything. Yeah.
So it attaches to that drop bag, and then you give the drop bag to people in a booth, and then they sort them into crates, and then at the end of your marathon, after you are done, you can go over to the drop bag area, and they will have by bib number. I'm 1,090. They have 1,000 to 1,500, 15 to whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you can pick up your stuff, and
it's an easy way to get your bag back.
100%. And it was
goods.
super clutch, but I almost didn't grab that because it was so confusing.
I had no idea that's what it was for. I remember seeing a sticker with a number on it, which I didn't even put two and two together that was my bib number.
Yeah, it's your bib number.
And it's a sticker you're supposed to throw on there. Like the St. George one was a sticker. I thought it was badass. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I assumed, like, this is me. This is a badass sticker. Like, it's a bumper sticker. Yeah. I didn't know anything about a fucking drop bag.
Well, I think I was texting you about it. I'm like, what is supposed to be in this? Because I didn't know. And I was worried that I missed something. And I was like,
I don't even know if I was helpful. I don't remember what I said, but I remember you asking me.
You were like, I think you said you'll get your bib and your drop bag. You said a couple of things that I was like, okay, that's what I have. So I think I'm good. But I
was trying to make sure that you get a drop bag because it was so fucking important, yeah.
And I didn't know about it until talking to you about your marathon. I never would have known about a drop bag. I would have assumed don't take it with you.
I thought they gave me a shitty fucking drawstring bag. I was like, this is my gift with this fucking
you with all this junk. In it.
Some pretzels and a granola bar on it. It's like, this is dumb.
That's what I thought too. I was like, it's free stuff. I'll take it. But I'm so glad I grabbed that. Anyway, head back out to the car. That was Friday. Go home. I'm eating all my carbs, finish eating all my carbs, and then I went to bed really early because I knew I was going to wake up early and I wanted to be prepped for it.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law came over and stayed the night so that she could come with us because my wife was going to drop me off and then she was going to either go home or hang out downtown until the end of my marathon. Then she was going to come to the finish line. She was worried about parking and stuff, so she didn't want to show up right at the very end, especially with streets closed and stuff. So she decided to stay there, and they ended up going to a coffee shop, and then they went to the library and just hung out. So that's why my sister-in-law came over, so they could hang out and do that. And that was super nice of her to come over and be there for it and hang out with Sarah so that she could be there for me. Super nice, especially downtown. It's just so hectic. So I understand why she wanted to be
absolutely.
close by.
I would make sure Katie had somebody.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And on mine she was alone, but I was like, get my sister, like someone. You have to have someone with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just driving around trying to make it to different aid stations and shit, and it was stressful for me.
That is stressful. I was thinking about that with St. George. I would feel a little bit better about it, but downtown Salt Lake, it's so crazy. Yeah, I'm nervous, Yeah. And it's so busy, and you have to pay for parking, and you might end up being far away. And what if she tries to park somewhere and has to go far to get there? So I was glad I didn't have to worry about that with my sister-in-law there, an extra person, and then they could just hang out, and they had a good time. So it ended up being a blessing she was there. But I turned in early. They hung out and watched movies, whatever. I woke up. I did my carbs. And then I think I fell back asleep, and then I woke up an hour before we were going to leave, and electrolytes and an energy drink and just the basics, kind of getting ready.
How were you feeling going into it? You just felt locked, like, was everything making sense, or did it instantly feel off, or how did it feel?
I didn't know what it was going to be like getting there. I didn't know I didn't know pretty much anything. I didn't know how it was going to go.
Seeing your videos and you looked pretty fucking ready. You didn't seem like you had nerves. Like
I'm not a super nervous person. Like I can stay pretty calm.
Yeah.
I was mostly just unsure of what was going to happen. And I was nervous more for the fact that I wasn't as locked in as I thought I was going to be at that point. I thought I was going to be at the pinnacle of my running.
Yeah.
But I had such crappy runs for so long, I was just nervous that I was going to have a bad effort.
Yep.
But I was starting to like get in that zone of like, it's time to grind, it's time to get after it.
I woke up to the worst. So it's like mine instantly was shit. Because I woke up late.
Yep.
Forget everything. Realize you forgot everything when you're in the car going.
Yep.
And it's like, fuck. And then getting there, not knowing where to go.
Yep.
Because I was telling Katie, I was like, low-key get mad. I was like, we need to turn left. Because I thought it was back to where my packet pickup was where I thought we were going to get picked up the buses.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was a different place, and I didn't look into that. I'm just a fucking idiot, and I don't like look into shit a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's like times and places like that. That is low-key the wife's job. She was locked in. It's not her job, but she's good at it and likes to do that shit. So I'm like, yeah.
I tried to understand all that, and I had my wife look at it with me. And I was confused, and she was confused.
So confused.
And I almost ended up I almost took the tracks because they had a whole section about if you take the tracks, it'll drop you off here, and then you're right close by. And I told her, maybe I just do that because then at least I know where to go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it had somewhere specified for a drop-off location, but I didn't know if that's where I was going to start my run or whatever. Ended up not being a big deal.
Yeah.
But I was kind of nervous about that stuff, but I figured we'd figure it out. Mostly nervous that I was just going to have a mediocre run, but I was like, no, I'm a hustler. I'm going to get it. I'm going to grind. I'm just going to let this be a good race and not get in my own way.
Yeah. I got dropped off wrong side of the park.
Oh, no.
Where I could see the buses, but I was already pissed off. So I told Katie, I'm getting out right here. This will be my fucking warm-up, is running to the fucking buses right here.
Oh, yeah? Were you,
like, get there?
Sprinting to the bus because you were going to be late?
I was holding a plate that had 2 slices of toast with peanut butter, bananas, and honey drizzled on it. Like, Katie was able to get that done for me while I was brushing my teeth and throwing my shit on. Yeah. But that was all I got. And I ended up taking 2 bites of that shit, getting worried that someone I sit next to is going to be allergic to peanut butter or some bullshit. I'm, like, overthinking fucking everything already. Oh, yeah. I'm, like, already pissed off, overthinking shit.
Yep.
So the nearest garbage can, I tossed, like, a piece of toast and a half.
Yeah.
So not only did I forget all my shit, I didn't even eat my fucking nothing. Yeah.
Dude, that's brutal.
Yeah, it was fucking tough. And then I've already told this story a bajillion times, so I'll shut the fuck up after this. But like, with all of my nothing, you know, for 7 miles is how long it took for me to get to Katie, and I was like, she'll have my stuff because I told her on the bus ride there, like, if you're going back to the hotel, please grab this shit. Yeah. Yeah. And she grabbed it with a ton of other stuff.
Yeah.
So I see her at mile 7. I'm instantly like, this jacket's pissing me the fuck off. Yeah. I'm like, I'm mad. I'm not really having a good time. It's mile 7.
Yeah, it's
we
not. We
just hit a little over 10K. I can see the biggest uphill of my fucking life.
Sure.
Right across the street.
It's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, and I can just see just a grundle of people going up in it. It looks like they're not moving. So I'm like, it's just the slowest shit out. Thing to see. Yeah, and then so I take off my jacket, give it to her. She puts it back in the bag, but since she put it in the bag, it's covering all the gels and shit that she brought. So I go down, I find my G1M Sport. It's just like carbs, ready to drink Gatorade. Yeah. And I drink it, and halfway through, I'm like, did you bring anything else? And she like, it's a see-through bag. She like looks into it, and we don't see nothing because it's all fucking wild. And I'm trying to be quick. Yeah. Turns out she had all the gels in there. Yeah. But she didn't look to tell me. She's like, I have, what the fuck did she say? She's like, I got more Band-Aids for your nipples if, like, do you need those? And I was like, no. And then she was like, I got this, and I was like, I don't fucking need that either. Yeah. She's like, what else did she have? She had Band-Aids. She had a water bottle. Yep. She had a Gatorade. She had chips. Just like weird fucking... Just it was like stuff for her too. Like water for her to wait. And I didn't see my gels or nothing. And then I start running away, and then she texts me, and she's like, I had your gels too. And I could hear it in my AirPods, fucking Siri's bitch ass so tell brutal. Me. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking cut my hair. Yep. Yeah. Just fucking pissed. So I'm running up a hill, pissed. It was just horrible.
That would definitely be tough.
So I'm fingers crossed I can get some shit done on this next one.
Yeah, I learned that lesson from you, talking about your marathon. I set my alarms. I had Sarah set her alarms. Yeah. We were dialed to make sure that we were not going to wake up late because I was terrified of that. Yeah. And so we were on time for everything. We got to the drop-off a little bit later than I expected. Like, we planned to be there an hour early, and with all the traffic and stuff getting in there, ended up having like 15 or 20 minutes before the race started to chill. Maybe it was like.
Did you have to hop on a bus?
No.
No bus?
So the way it worked is you just pulled in, and it was you drive up here and park, and then get out and then walk over, or they have like a drop off lane.
Oh, cool.
So
I guess yours isn't up a canyon, but when we go, well, I'm not supposed to say it yet.
Well, good.
So you keep going.
I talked about it a little. Well, no, I just talked about my run.
Keep going.
Yeah. So she dropped me off. Well, we got there. I ended up bringing my Faro shorts, my Anaka Power hoodie. My Anaka Power hoodie, this is a little bit of a side tangent, deep lore cut. I bought this hoodie. It's from a gym brand called Anaka Power.
Yeah, goated.
Really cool. I like the look of it. It's got a gorilla on the front. It just looks tough. Mm-hmm. And when I bought it, I was 280 pounds. It was before I was even on the weight loss journey. It was like 2 or 3 years before, because I always wanted to lose weight, like I said. I bought this hoodie, and I said to myself, I will wear it every day that I go to the gym until I'm skinny. And I kind of ended up doing that because I wore it when I was big and it was tight. Mm-hmm. And then I lost all the weight, and then I still wore it and it was like loose on me. And it's just, that's kind of my hoodie for working out. It's important to me in a way.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have that. And then I wore my Faro bandana. These are my favorite things. Mm-hmm. And then the Faro shorts came in mega clutch, the camo ones. Mm-hmm. I wasn't like the hugest fan of them because they were more like sleek material, and I was looking for more comfy, but they worked perfect for the pre-run because I needed something to keep my legs warm, and they were lighter or a little bit looser, so I slipped them on over my shorts, and they were perfect. Mm-hmm. So those ended up coming in clutch also.
Hell yeah.
Got all my stuff ready, then I went down to the pre-corral area. I went to the bathroom. There was a long line, but a million porta potties, so that was nice. I ended up talking to one of the people at the stations for questions. I can't remember what I asked him. I don't think I knew where to go, so I asked him, where do I go next? And they told me that the corrals were just over here. You have it separated by how fast you think you're going to run. And after that, I was, okay, I'm good.
Okay, I got it.
So
what time did you get there?
The race started at 7. I think we got there at 6. Or maybe it was like 6:20.
I'm so jealous of
Yeah,
that shit.
that was something I expected to have to be there way early, like you said, because I thought I was going to have to bus in, and it didn't end up being like that, which was nice because I got to sleep in longer.
Yeah.
And
I laid on dirt in 40-degree weather for 3 hours.
That sucks too.
Yeah.
I was nervous about that too because I had my hoodie and my sweats, but I ended up taking them off 20 minutes after I got there, 10 or 15, because I had to go get in my corral. It was going to start soon. And
so did you utilize the drop bag? You threw your shit in that drop bag?
Yep.
And fucking
threw everything in the drop bag. I got it to the station. It was super seamless, which I was glad. All of the workers for the Salt Lake Marathon are all awesome. They did a great job. I felt super comfortable asking questions, and also like my stuff was going to be taken care of. I wasn't worried that it was going to get lost or damaged or anything. It was very well coordinated, at least. I didn't know where to go and what to do, but I could ask anyone, and they were helpful. So that was super clutch for me going into it by myself.
Yep.
So I dropped my drop bag. I go and get in my corral, and it was cold, though. And I was, like, dancing around. And some people had, like, Mylar blankets, the reflective ones.
Yep.
I didn't have anything. I had just dropped all my stuff. So I'm kind of cold. I'm getting texts, you know, good luck, whatever, a couple people, which was super cool.
Yep.
Getting those texts the morning of are super motivational, and it's cool to see that people care about you enough to text you good luck.
Yep.
But at that point, I had gotten one, but there wasn't a lot of communication going on. It was still early in the morning, you know, before 7 o'clock. So I was kind of just doing my own thing. I ended up in the corral I was in. I saw a buddy that I used to work with, and I looked over. And I was thinking, that's got to be that dude I worked with. And I'm like, oh, it definitely is. And then I saw his girlfriend that I knew that they were dating because they were dating at the time. And so she ended up running the marathon also. I didn't say hi to him. I was going to say hi to him after because it was right before the start, and I didn't want to go over and be mid-conversation and then have to start. But I was going to say hi to him after, but I didn't end up seeing him. So that was kind of a bummer. But cool to see someone else because I knew no one else there.
Yeah.
And seeing him, it was like, no way. What are the odds? But I was ahead of her for a lot of the run, and then she ended up passing me. And I was thinking, at one point I saw her, And I was like, whoa, she's still got a ways to go. And then I broke down so hard she passed me, and I was like, man, don't judge nobody. Don't think anything of yourself because you're nothing.
Happens so fast.
It really does.
So crazy.
So in the corral, man, this is a long-winded story. I'm really yapping.
This is what it's for.
Perfect.
Yeah.
In the corral, there was, a lot of people just moving around, kind of warming up. I was just sitting there, and then I hear all these people, officer over here, officer over here. They're pointing and stuff, and I look around, and there's this dude, bandana on, hoodie up. He's walking around all sketchy, not in running gear. He was not supposed to be there. Cop sidelines, beelines right over to him, pulls him to the side and like gets him out of the corral. I don't know what he's there for, but I thought, am I going to get shot? Is there going to be a stabbing or a bombing at the freaking
Boston
marathon?
Fucking bombing and something.
I was like sitting in there thinking, wouldn't this be wild? But it's one of the bigger ones in Utah, and it's downtown, so it'd be very news, everything. So I was nervous about it. I like start moving away, and then the cop sidelined him, and thankfully nothing happened. I don't know what he was there for, but that was just kind of crazy to do right before. Yeah. Nuts.
Yep.
Anyway, so I'm standing there, waited for 10 minutes maybe, cold, but starting to warm up as I'm like moving around. The disabled race, the wheeled race started. It's like 15 minutes early. I can't remember what they call it, but
they had ours all
the wheels race essentially
off and everything.
They were way at the front, so they start like 15 minutes early, and so every corral starts moving up, and I was in one of the ones towards the back because my estimated pace was a 10:30 mile, so I was in that corral H or something. But we start moving up, everything's going well, and then the thing goes off, and it took me a long time to get through, and I was worried that it was going to affect my time. I'm sitting there like, this is 15 minutes that is going to go on my time, but I didn't think about it. It doesn't start until your chip passes the start. So past the start, and obviously it opens up enough that I could really just cruise ahead if I wanted to. But I start moving at a steady pace. I'm not really worried about carbs or electrolytes or anything yet. I'm just barely starting, so sipping on stuff as I go. The first 14 miles actually went really good. I ended up stopping at probably mile 6-ish and using the bathroom. Maybe it was earlier than that. You kind of loop through like a canyon, and then you come out, and coming out of the canyon, I was feeling so good, and I knew I was going to have like a great, I didn't know, but I was having a good race, and I was just going to keep having a good race as best as I could. Everything was going pretty well. Still, I was tired and, not starting to hurt, but it's a hard event to do, and you're a couple miles in, and miles are hard to get down. So it was tough, but I was feeling pretty good. And you come out, and then you kind of get into the city, and it's a lot of downhill, and then it gets up into a less busy part of the city, and it starts to get a lot of heavy climbs. So I was feeling really good. I ended up taking a video. I posted it on TikTok. It's the one where I'm running down, and I look around, and I'm like, what do you know? And at that moment, I was thinking, I used to eat like shit. Sometimes I would drink on the weekends, and so I'd sleep in on a Saturday because I'm ate like shit the night before and drank, and so maybe I'm a little hungover, or I'm just being lazy. I'm gonna wake up and eat a huge breakfast or bum around all day. And I was just thinking, I used to do that, and here I am at 7:30 on a Saturday
we're miles
running a marathon.
It
just was such a cool feeling. And there's all these people with me, and I never thought I would be here, but I'm here. So it was really cool, and that's why I took that video at that moment. But I think that was mile 6, something like that. You go down, you kind of make a couple of turns, get out of like the main city, and then at mile 13, I was supposed to hammer one of my electrolyte packs, and I had already done a few electrolytes, and my carbs, I was doing them every 30 minutes, pretty much on the minute. It was supposed to be like half of my bottle of maple syrup, and then an electrolyte packet, rip the top, shoot it, and drink it with my electrolyte in my 50 milliliter flask, or 500 ml flasks. And I had 2 of those flasks, 4 bottles of maple syrup that had 100 grams of carbs each. And then I think I brought like 9 extra electrolyte packets. I also brought a portable charger because I was worried my phone was going to die, but I ended up throwing that in my drop bag. I think that was about it for what I had on me. And that was just all dispersed through my vest and my pockets, and then obviously the flasks with electrolyte. So I was doing that pretty good up until that point, but around 13 I started to not be able to take the electrolyte. I was supposed to take it, and I couldn't do it. And I think before that, I thought maybe I'll just start switching off. 1 30-minute interval, I'll do the carb. The next 30-minute interval, I'll do the electrolyte. But I couldn't do the electrolyte again because it was starting to make me sick. And it's this big hill, and I saw people coming down it. So I thought it was just get up this hill and come down. But it ended up being like the biggest. You go up, and then you turn right, and then you turn left, and then you turn right, and then you go down a big hill, then you come back up. It's like mile 13 and 22 pretty much are right at the same spot. Or like at the top of the hill that I thought was the turnaround was mile 22. So shit. I thought I just had to get up that hill and turn around. No, I had 7 more miles.
Yep.
I guess 9 more miles to go to get back down that hill, and it started to defeat me. And going up that hill, I was having a hard time, and then I got passed by the 4:45-minute pacer, or 4:45-hour pacer. I thought I was on track for a 4:30 because I hadn't seen the pacer yet, and I was trying for a 4:30 the whole time. Trying super hard. My miles were going on that pace, but I had started to slow down. I used the bathroom, and I was starting to slow down heavy on that hill. And so I thought the 4:30's got to be close behind me, and then they passed me, and it was 4:45. So I was already 15 minutes off pace, and it just like, it broke my will right there. Yeah. It killed me. Yep. And so I slowed down way crazy right there. I got to the top of the hill, and then I walked a lot of the downhill, and I ended up calling my wife on that downhill between mile 13 and 14. I was so sick. I thought I was going to throw up, and everything in my flasks was electrolyte. I didn't have any just water. And the electrolyte was so sweet, combined with the maple syrup and the electrolyte being sweet, it was making me just absolutely ill. Even thinking about drinking it was making me want to yak. I thought I was going to throw up. So I'm walking down this downhill, and I knew it should be easy. It's downhill. This should be the easy part, but I was having such a hard time. I ended up calling her. I just needed to talk, but I also needed a distraction, and so I'm telling her it's just not going good, and she was being super sweet and telling me, you're doing so good. We're super surprised. You keep making it through these checkpoints really fast, or faster than we thought, kind of a thing. And it was really good to hear, but I was just so broke dick at this point, so I didn't have it. And so we talked for a while, and then I made it to the bottom, which it was mile 13 to 14, not even a full mile, and it felt like the longest mile of the marathon. It was so brutal, at that point at least. And I walked the whole thing. I got to the bottom, walked a little bit further, and then there was an aid station, and thankfully I made it to the aid station. They were handing out gels right before the turnaround, and I couldn't even think about it. I didn't want even to hear it. I was about to throw up. Then I turned the corner, and I asked them, can I fill one of my... I chugged water, and I said, can I fill one of my flasks with water? And they're like, oh, absolutely. So I dumped out my electrolyte and filled it with water, and then I started sipping on that as I went back up that hill. And that brought me back to life a good bit. I started feeling way better. I wasn't sick anymore, so I knew I wasn't going to throw up. I just needed water to balance it out. But from that point forward, I couldn't take my electrolyte because I had ruined it for myself. And that's why you shouldn't take anything new into a marathon. And that amount, the electrolyte itself was kind of new. I hadn't trained with it through my prep. And the quantity specifically was way new. Horrible idea. But I ruined myself on the electrolyte, so the only electrolytes I took in after that were the little Gatorade cups at the aid stations. And so I definitely felt it, and my legs hurt a lot. And I felt every time I drank a Gatorade, I felt like a little bit later I had a little more gumption. And then it faded really quick because it wasn't enough electrolytes to return me back to good.
With my gels, I felt the same way.
And no carbs after that either because I couldn't drink my maple syrup either. It was making me sick. I attempted to a few times where I was going to drink my electrolyte or try the carb, but I just couldn't do it. I was going to throw up. So I also wanted to take some of the carbs they offered at aid stations, like a Rice Krispie treat or banana or something.
I ended up taking all the bananas, all the oranges, all the apples.
I thought about it, but I was nervous to take it because I didn't know if it would make me sick. And it wasn't until like mile 23 that I felt like I even was... I was confident at that point that I could take it, but by that point it was pretty much no one is there giving out stuff. Not that kind of stuff because it's so close to the end. And it turns to more city center by that point. But I made it up the hill and made it at the turn at mile 22. I walked for a long time, and then I started running, and then I'd walk. I ran probably a max of like a half mile after breaking down at mile 14 or 13, 14. The most I ran after that was probably a half mile before I would walk again. My legs were in such agony. From mile 22, I called my wife again and was just, I am struggling so bad. I am not getting through it. And she told me that, you know, my sister and her husband had made it, and they were cheering me on, and they were all excited to see me, and they were just hanging out there. And I knew I hadn't hit my pace target, so I was already kind of beating myself up that I didn't hit the 4:30, and I told people I wanted to, and I was already on the 5-hour pacer had passed me at this point on the uphill. They passed me, and I tried to keep up with them for like 20 minutes, and they kept going, and so I knew I was slower than a 5 too. So that was just killing me, and my feet hurt so bad. It was to the point, if there was a button that was like quit, boom.
Yeah.
And I knew I could have quit and said, hey, come pick me up.
Yep.
And I knew I wasn't going to quit, but if someone had offered and had that button, I would have pressed it. I was so broke, and my feet hurt so bad. Like, that level of agony I didn't know I was going to experience at all in the marathon.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect it even a little bit.
Yeah.
On top of being sick and tired and mentally things not going well, but made it through mile 22. From 24 onward, I started getting a little bit more steam back, running probably longer intervals than that. Was probably when I hit my half mile, maybe not even that. It might have been a quarter mile, might have been an eighth of a mile that I was running before I'd walk, and then another eighth of a mile. So 24 onward didn't go terrible, and I was worried that I was going to start hitting like the 6-hour mark, and they shut it down at 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
So I was nervous that I was going to hit the cutoff and they were going to shut everything down, and that would have mortified me.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to at least finish on time. So I was trying to keep up the gumption, and it was far, and you know, you think you have 2.2 miles at mile 24. But it feels like so much more.
Yeah.
It feels like 100 million miles.
Yeah.
You have got the length of the earth to go.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's so much farther than you think. But I finally made it to, even at like 25 or 20, I think it was 25, there's a long stretch, and then you turn right at this building, and then it's kind of straight from there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that building's so far. But I finally made it till I turned that building, and then I thought, it's going to be the home stretch. It's still another 3/4 of a mile until the last 0.2 miles.
Yeah.
And so it was really far, and I was still pretty beat up, but I ended up making it there. I walked a lot of it. I made it to the 26-mile mark, and I knew I had that 0.2 to go, and then that's when everyone's lining the side of it, and there's the thing over the top. And one of the coolest things through the whole marathon, there's tons of people that set up their own aid stations. They don't have to do that. They're just there for the culture. That's amazing. Everyone is so supportive. People are cheering you on. People I'd never met have been so supportive to me, to a point where it feels like a personal connection.
Yeah.
They see you, and they say, hey man, you're doing such a good job. This is such a hard thing. You're awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll cry right now.
Yeah.
That's making me crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And I've heard of people getting emotional in their marathons, and I had never gotten emotional to this point on my long run, so I thought maybe it wasn't me. Maybe I wasn't going to feel that way. I just feel tired.
Yeah.
But as my wife was texting me and I was getting those in my AirPods, it was like, you're doing good. Like, keep on, killing it. Everyone is so hyped to see you doing it. It's like choking me up a little bit. And I remember thinking, I can't cry because I can't lose any more water. Because I was already losing all my electrolytes. I was like, I can't even think about it because I'll lose all my electrolytes. And so I just like tone it out, but it was like, ugh, tone it out. And then people cheering you on again, just it makes you feel so emotional that these people are so happy to see you do well or to do such a hard thing.
And you've been out here for 5+ hours, and they're still out there too.
Yeah, they're gutting that out in the sun, just
standing there,
just for the love of the game.
Yeah,
and that's so amazing. There was also that hill at mile 13. I had passed mile 22, which was right before you go down that hill, the one I was saying earlier. There was a guy there, old dude. He was probably in his 60s or 70s. He was pushing a cart, and there was a young kid in there, maybe like 8 to 10. And seeing that was just brutal because I knew what that climb was like, and then also how much further he had to go. And seeing someone do that for a kid that obviously he couldn't run it himself. He was, I don't know what he had going on, but I was just like, that choked me up so bad seeing that old dude. And I knew he was fighting it hard, and I almost wanted to help him push it, but I was like, this, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm already so torn up myself.
And
but
do you think that dude made the cutoff? If you were at 5 and he still had 7, 8,
I don't think
9 miles.
I would have guessed that he did not make the cutoff, but just the pure effort and doing that for your kid,
dude.
or whoever it was to him, just was amazing to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got me like choked up at the moment, and I was like, oh, back to focus on my race. But anyway, so obviously getting emotional, that was pretty cool. But I made it down to the last home stretch, and then it's just that 0.2 miles, and everyone's lining the whole thing, and there's the big archway, and then people holding medals. And so I ran down that last little bit, and then when I started hearing the people that were there for me cheering, my wife and my sister and brother-in-law and stuff, my sister-in-law cheering for me, it like gave me the gumption. I thought I was just laboring through it, and then when I hear them cheering, I thought I like just boosted through. But on the video, it looks like I'm just
on the video you were running. Like, that's good though.
It felt like I was cruising, but looking at the video, it looked like I was just jogging.
Yeah.
Either way, run through the end. Legs hurt way bad. I'm out of breath, and it was almost lackluster because I thought it was going to be like past the finish line, and they're like, here's your medal, hell yeah. But it was kind of like I passed the finish line, and then it was kind of like, oh, here, you know what I mean? But it, like, that wasn't a big deal. I wasn't worried about it. So I take the medal, put it on. I'm like, thank you. I go out and I turn left to the grass where my family was, and I broke down right there. I was already crying. Like I was fighting it the whole time, but I was already crying, and I hugged my wife, and then everybody that was there for me, I hug all of them, and a couple of them were crying too, but I just I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see people be there for you, and there's no other reason than you. They're there for you. There's no reason for them to be there. It's not like they went to some concert with you.
I felt the same way. It's like it was weird because like I chose this for myself. Like, I don't know. I put myself through this. Yeah. And then they decided to show up. I don't know. It's like I chose this. Yeah. It's not like I'm fighting cancer.
No, yeah.
But it's like y'all are showing up like I am.
I chose to do something difficult. And that's important enough to me that it's important enough to you to be there to support that. And obviously, Moroni had already run one, so he knew what it was like. And he had gotten emotional at his marathon. Like, he texted our family's group chat after he ran his and was talking about it. And so I knew that was part of it, or could be part of it. So I just knew that because he had ran that, he knew what a big deal it was. Yeah. And that he showed up, and my sister showed up. It was really cool, and it just choked me up. So I cried on all their shoulders, probably snotted on their shoulders too, as I'm like, and I was ready to just bawl baby cry, but I reined it in and and then just was talking to him, and I sat down, and my legs were hurting so bad. Fuck. And my wife had brought a Gatorade, and I drank some of the Gatorade, but it was really sweet, so it was hard to drink that too. But then we just talked about it, like how much of a beast it is, and how awesome it felt, and how cool the experience is to have people there cheering you on. And it was just such a great moment. It's one of those moments that I'll remember forever, kind of thing. Yep. And anyway, that was fantastic. So we sat there for a couple of minutes chatting, and then they ended up leaving. A couple minutes later, we hung out, and they're like, "All right, we're heading out." We're like, "Sweet, yeah, see you later. Thanks for being here." The whole thing. We sat for a little bit longer, probably like another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I was like, "All right, I'm ready to go." I was super sore, tired, sweaty, just everything you can think of. My legs hurt so bad I was scared to walk back to the car.
I did the same shit.
Yeah.
It's like, crossed the finish line, instantly sat on the grass, the whole family crowd's around me. Yeah. I'm laying down on my back. Yeah. And like just blocking the sun out so I could talk to them. And they brought me 2 Creamies because Creamies sponsored the run. Cool. It was awesome. And so they brought me 2 of them. I was like, fuck, I can only do 1. And then Coke also sponsored it. Oh, hell yeah. So I grabbed a Coke right at the end. I was like, fucking give me that thing right there.
Sounds like that would heal me.
Oh, yeah. So I grabbed a Coke, and I was just sipping that, and then they brought me like 2 Creamies. Yeah, but it's like, and then Katie's like, I parked way far away. And I was like, I'm sitting underneath this tree, and you're going to just have to call me when you're here. Yeah. So I just sat underneath the tree, and that's exactly what we did. But
that's super valid. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it back. It wasn't that far, but it was also down some stairs. So I was worried I'd just take a tumble. But we got up, and I walked over, kind of, stumbled. And I ended up seeing one of my bosses from work, one of the foremen I had worked with. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm here supporting my friend. He just passed the finish line. I didn't know you were running it. And he had commented on my TikTok because he found my TikTok of the runs and was supporting me in the comments, but he didn't know I was going to be there running it. So it was just cool to see him there.
It's one of your current...
He's at my current job site, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Huh. And I had worked with him previously at a different job, and really cool dude. I really like him a lot, and like had hung out at his house one Friday, so just really cool dude. So it was funny to see him there, and anyway, but we walk. I pick up my stuff from. Well, my wife went and got my drop bag I went and sat down on some stairs, and then walked a little bit further. And did something else. I can't remember. Maybe that's when we grabbed the drop bag. But anyway, walked to the car, walked down some stairs. She had parked at like the library parking lot, which was perfect because it was pretty close. Got in the car. I don't think I ate or drank anything. No, water. I was like, I need water like crazy. Like that is what healed me. I need more water. And I had filled up my flask after dumping out the electrolyte and filling it with water. I'd filled it a couple times at like the next few aid stations. I had drank it all and been like, can I fill this up again? Can I fill this up again? And then also grabbed water cups because I was so dehydrated. But I was sipping on water. We ended up going back home. Well, I guess we drove to my mother-in-law's because she was watching my youngest daughter. Dropped off my sister-in-law and then picked up my daughter. And my mother-in-law came out and said congratulations and everything. And that was really sweet. And it was just, they had supported me through the whole thing, and they were so excited to see me do it. So it was really just a great feeling to have them, you know, celebrate you. But picked up my daughter, went home. I was pretty tired and sore still, obviously. It just barely ended. But I went and took a bath, I think, because I was super tired.
It was the first thing I did.
Yeah, bath was goated. I don't think I did Epsom salt or anything because we were out, but I would have been the move. I think I laid in the bath for a while and then got out, and I was feeling kind of queasy. Like I was really hungry, but also didn't know if I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat anything for a while, and then we ended up ordering pizza like hour or two later. I was like, I think I need to eat, and I'm ready to eat some food. So we ordered a pizza, and then we just stayed in that night. My older girls were being babysat by my mom for the until Sunday, so that we could have kind of a chill night after the marathon. And
nice.
Yeah, and then all of my family obviously celebrating and texting in my family's group chat, congratulations, which was way awesome to see, and all the support, and then people being like, oh, it made me so emotional, and I just didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was, but I didn't expect that from them, and so it was just such a cool moment that everybody was there to support, and in a way that I just didn't expect. And for something that you sign up for yourself, that you decide to put yourself through this pain, and to have them be so excited for you that you did that, and it's such an accomplishment. Like a marathon is obviously a huge accomplishment, but it's weird when you sign up for it yourself and you do it yourself.
Yeah, it's like
and
I chose this.
Yeah, it's like I decided to have a hard day, and you guys are so hyped for me, and it's just amazing. I love that part about it, and it's you really see people care about you so much, and that's just amazing.
Yeah, and it's not you. I don't know. I didn't feel used to it.
No,
and it just felt weird. It's like I don't know. Like I'm the oldest son, and I don't want to make it all about that, but it's like it kind of feels like. It was the sisters that were like, you go to their dance recitals, you give them flowers and shit like that. But it's like, that felt like my dance recital, you know?
No,
I never had that
that's
before.
so true. Because my sisters also did dance, and it was like, they had their recitals and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it was kind of crazy like that. But it was really cool. And seeing everybody support and be hyped for me. And
that's what got me. It was like, my dad's a quiet dude.
Yep.
But like, I'm running by and I didn't see my family for a minute. And then I hear the loudest person at the whole fucking place. Yelled my name, and I look over, my whole family's right there.
That's so
then I put my arm out to like high five them all, but a girl's running by me, and I fucking like clotheslined this bitch. Shit. Felt so bad, dude.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But I got that shit on video and shit too. It was fucking wild, but
that's so cool.
It was a good time. Instantly fucking grinning ear to ear.
Yeah, that it's such a tender moment.
Yeah, it's cool. Crazy.
I was gonna say too. I ended up passing the timer at like 5:41 or 5 something, but my official chip time was 5:30 point something like that. 5:31 maybe, I don't know. But it was 5 hours 30 minutes roughly, and obviously an hour slower than I wanted to shoot for. So I wasn't super hyped about that. But another part of the sport was a lot of people were impressed by it, or like, wow, dude, that was awesome. That's a good time, especially for your first. Like, we looked online and it said the average is like this to this, so it's a pretty good time for your first one. And you know, they're like, oh, I don't run, so like that's awesome. So it was just cool to be, even though my standard was so high for it, it's still a cool feat to be able to do at all.
Yeah,
so that was cool.
That was my goal too. It's like a time was in my head, like I wanted the 4:30.
Yeah.
As well, but also it's like to cross the finish line's the main goal.
Oh yeah.
It's like let's just cross.
Yeah.
And then we'll think about it later.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have done that because you told me that yours was cross the finish line then goal, and I thought because of all the knowledge I learned from Moroni and I learned from you, and then I added on to, and I was going to do everything fueled where you guys didn't.
Yeah.
If you guys were able to do that good of an effort unfueled, I should be hitting a 3:30 marathon unfueled. Like, that's an amazing attempt that you guys got such a good time unfueled, essentially. Like a 4:48 marathon without any fuel, basically, when I was doing all the fuel.
Yeah.
To me, I thought I should be way, way above that. So I was so set on that 4:30, and obviously it didn't work out. My brother even texted me the morning of it. It was like the first text I got to like hype me up, and it was like, you know, you've been working towards this. You've been working hard. You want that 4:30. Go get it. Basically, give it your best effort. And then he sent me the mantra from Dune. I know you haven't seen Dune. But
I said I was gonna watch part 2 on our last one. I still haven't.
We need to do movie night because it's my favorite
Did you
movie.
end up watching Good Will Hunting though?
I love it.
Did you watch it?
I watched
Let's
it.
Let's go, dude.
Love it, dude.
Fuck, I didn't do my job. I was gonna say,
side note, after I watched that, I was like, dude, Halloween costume will be the dudes from Good Will Hunting.
Fuck,
I'll be
that
Ben Affleck.
You look close.
Yeah, I was gonna say we look kind of similar.
Yeah,
It'd be hilarious. And then if we did the whole bit, you know, it would be super funny. But anyway, side note.
Yeah. You come up and knock on my door and I don't answer. You get to go away.
Doing the Boston accent and stuff would be so fun.
Fuck, dude.
$1.50 in late charges.
Yeah.
It would be way funny. But
fuck, I might have to watch that this weekend.
It's such a good one.
Side note. Comfort movie, like Dune is for you. But anyway.
Oh yeah. No. That one I was gonna say it's like sad and sweet and like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I feel like everyone should watch it.
I think
could
so
see
too. Yep.
If I had a rough day, like turn that shit on. I need to like have a minute, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, Dune is definitely one that's like. Before my youngest daughter was born, we were gonna watch it, and then my wife ended up being like, "Ah, it's too stressful," so we ended up watching Pride and Prejudice, which was an amazing pick, and all the midwives that were there were sitting down watching with us, and they're like, "I love this movie," and it was just such a fun time. But anyway, Dune would have been that Pride and Prejudice, you know. But in Dune, they have a mantra, and it's in the book and everything, but it's fear is the mind killer, fear is the little death that brings obliteration. It's a mantra about how you're going to let fear, like, you're going to understand that it's fear and you're going to let it pass over you and through you, and then there will be nothing left, only you. Yeah. It's a whole mantra. It's a really cool, but he texted me that as well, which was, like, super hype.
Shout out to, who's the brother? Say his
Lewis.
Name. Lewis did it? Fuck
yeah, he texted me the morning of that, and that, like, hyped me up crazy, because I love that bit in Dune, and he knew that that's the time I wanted and that I was working hard for it. And so to hear him say, like, I'm proud of you. You did this. You worked hard. Go out and get it. It honestly sucked because I didn't hit it. So I was like, I feel ashamed, but it was super hype in the morning. It was like, I needed that to like get my mind right, you know? But yeah, that was like the first text I got of anyone saying anything, but
that's sick.
Anyway, so got home, had a pizza, hung out, and then I think we just like chilled and watched movies. I honestly don't even remember if we did anything. We just like chilled and watched movies the rest of the night, and then you know went to my family's house the next morning for Sunday dinner and just to hang out and you know and chatted with everyone.
Everyone's asking about it.
Everyone's asking. Yeah. They're like, how'd it go? I'm like, shitty, you know, because it just didn't go good. Like, obviously this is the most long-winded I've talked about every little detail, but pretty much the spark notes that I tell everyone, it's like, my electrolyte made me sick as shit. So first half marathon was awesome. Yeah. Everything after was terrible.
If the race was a half marathon,
I would have done perfect.
Would have aced that.
I would have done what I wanted to do. Yeah.
But most people stop there. Like everybody that I talk to, they ask that question. They're like, I thought about doing the half. But it's like the word half fucking bothers me. You did half of something.
Never thought about doing the half.
Never have I ever.
Never have I. Like even from being younger, it was like, you can do a 5K, and it was like, yeah, I'll do a 5K. That's like just a thing that you can do.
Physical,
you can train for it, and you get fast at it, and it's fun. never would do a half.
I actually lied because partially what my Misogi was last year was to run the pyramid scheme. You know, that's what I call it. The scheme. Yeah, so it's like I want to run a 5K, 10K, half, full, half, 10, 5.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the only reason why I would have done a half, but I didn't end up doing one really. You know.
So that's a cool idea, and I remember you asking me, "Am I going to do any sanctioned races before my marathon?" And I was like, "No.
Yeah.
I want it. I don't want to make the marathon less of a beast than it is."
I liked that. I listened to the pod again today, and I was like, I liked how you said keep it the beast that it is. And I was like, fucking, that might be might be the if you were to title this effort like that part in your life, like what would be the title of that for you? This whole prep into the even if it was a movie. What the fuck's the name of the movie?
Dude, that's a great question. I don't know.
I think about that a lot because I asked Katie that on like one of our first dates. It's like, what's this part of your life called? What's this chapter called? If it were a book, what would you title this chapter? That's
such a good question. I have no answer. I don't even.
You don't even fucking have one?
No, I've never thought of that ever.
Yeah, I thought about that. Like what I would probably call this year. I already thought about it in the beginning of this year, but this year already looks so different. Like I thought I was going to run a marathon on the first day of the year, and then the one word, if I were to wrap up the year before, I think it was foundation. Yeah. Like I built a foundation for what felt like everything. Yeah. Like we moved down here. I feel like I started a family, like started my marriage.
Started moving.
It's like felt like a foundation, and I'm living in a basement, so I was like, I'm living in the fucking foundation. Yeah.
That makes sense. I was going to say, I feel like last year with my weight loss, that was like catalyst. Those 6 months, it was like that showed me who I could be. Yeah, I can lose the weight. I can do hard things, and I guess part of the marathon too was, I don't know what I title it, but it was just a reaffirmation of there's so much work that it takes to do anything, and doing the marathon made me realize that, because you look at someone who runs a marathon when you don't run and you say that's so crazy, how do you do it? And then when you do it, you realize anything you want to do, you can do it. Just takes so much work, so much more than you think. To be a runner, you have to run all the time. To be a lifter, you have to lift all the time. And so understanding the amount of work that goes into something, and then realizing I can do anything. I just have to sacrifice enough to get there, or I just have to dedicate enough time. People can't have what they want in life because they won't just give it the time that it requires, or the effort that it requires. A lot of people want to run a marathon, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah, if it matters to you, you'll make time. I heard that. Like maybe Luke Hopkins, I think he might be the one saying it, but it's like,
I've heard that for a long time, and it's so real. Yeah, if you love the gym or you want to be in the gym, you'll make time for it.
And the cool thing about shit like that is like the way I can compare. I don't know how to even say this. It's like the marathon is so cool because when you train for a marathon, you've done so many marathons worth of training. Yeah. You have 300 miles.
Run 400 miles for my prep.
And the same thing with weightlifting. If you're like a power lifter and like you're going to a meet, you've lifted weight like thousands of pounds. Hundreds of thousands of pounds. Yeah. You've prepped the fuck out of it. But the thing with weightlifting is like that's a couple seconds that you're on stage performing to get that shit up. I'm not saying it's not hard, but a marathon is like you're out there for 5.5 hours of performance. Yeah. Yeah, I got chills thinking about that shit. Dude, it's like it's almost crazy. Like the longer you take them, like in a way, the more respect I have. It's like some people can run that shit in 2 hours 30, fucking so cool. The wildest shit out. Yeah. But also, they were only on their feet for 2 hours 30 minutes. Yeah. You were out there for double. Yeah. It's time on feet's crazy. Yeah.
That time as the time ticked by past 4:30, it felt like I had been out there for 7 hours, and I felt like the whole race is over. Yeah. The only people telling me like, yeah, you're doing it, good job. Like 5 hours and 30 minutes is not like crazy time for a marathon, for a first marathon, but I felt like I had taken 7 or 8 hours to get there.
Yeah, so 5 sounds much better than 8.
And I'm just the last straggler to squeeze through.
Yep. Like, I was worried about that too, because it's like I feel like in the beginning there's so many people. Yeah. Then towards the end it was like
there's no one.
It was like houses between me and people. Oh, you know, it's like it was a gap. Yep. Big gap before I saw somebody,
Yeah, there was a stretch like, in Liberty Park, which is like mile 24, 25-ish, that was like 2 people in that park on that sidewalk stretch that you run through.
And then thinking about how many people walked right here, because I was looking around on the course and it was like tons of garbage and people's hoodies and jackets, and it's like all these, like the amount of jackets that were just thrown on the side was enough to make me feel sad that many people wearing jackets was ahead of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was so crazy.
Serious.
It's like, this was 1 million jackets that I've seen on the side of the fucking road.
What was it? There was... They said it at my marathon, and I know I've told people. I want to say... I might butcher it, but I swear they said there was 60,000 runners.
Holy shit.
That's, like, way crazy.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I can't put that into a...
I can't even remember. I don't remember.
Because I've heard of stats where it was, like, only 30,000 people last year made a Boston qualifying time.
Yeah.
In the world. Yeah. Or something crazy, which is...
fast.
But then also it's like 1% of the world will run a marathon in their life.
Less than 1% runs a marathon.
Yeah, so holy fuck.
That's crazy. Yeah, it is. It's like such an elite club.
Yeah, but I can't put 1 million. You know, I don't have a grasp on what the fuck.
I wish I remembered the number of runners. I remember they said how many feet, and then it was like half of that for the amount of runners. You know, like 20,000 pairs of, or like 20,000 feet and 10,000 runners. Yeah, maybe I'm totally butchering. I swear it was like an insane number that I thought, oh my gosh, that's a ton of people. Yeah, maybe it was 10,000 or something. It was crazy.
That's wild. But yeah.
It was amazing. One of the best things I've ever done for sure.
But you did it, and that's fucking crazy to think that we were sitting right here talking about you doing it.
I was just thinking about that today. On the last pod, I remember saying right near the end that I've never done it. I'm not a runner, so if I can do it, you can do it too. Yep, I remember. Well, here I am. I've done it. And I was not a runner, and here I am, and I did it. Yeah. And if I can do it, who can't? Yeah. That was just crazy to see that happen and think about, man, I was on this couch months ago being like, I haven't even done my first run yet, and I'm going to plan a marathon.
What's runner? Yeah. Yeah. You hit me with that. Yeah.
What's runner?
Yeah. He's like, you're going to have to send me that. That felt like yesterday. Like it felt, not long ago, but like the amount of miles you've put in. I feel different. Yeah, you're a different person. You know. The marathon, that's what even higher up was saying. Like, Michael Smoke was talking about it, where he was like, I think everyone should run one. Oh, yeah. Especially as a man. I think you totally should. Oh, yeah. I think it's awesome. Yeah, like, women could give birth. We can't. No, so go run your marathon. Yeah. I actually do agree. I think running the marathon, it's something everyone, I think, can do. Mm-hmm. It's just... will you? Will you? Anyone can. It's will you. Put in the effort. Will you put in the hours? Will you do the work required? Just do the work required. It's so rewarding, and it's like, how is it rewarding? It's just running, but you don't know until you do it, and then when you do it, you understand it. Yeah. So way cool. Was that was this year's Misogi? Yeah. So 2025, my Misogi was to lose the 60 pounds, and that was the first time I had ever heard about a Misogi or really any concept of a year-long goal or a year-defining goal. And so in 2025, I made the goal for 2026 that the marathon will be my Misogi. Yep. So that was my Misogi completed in April, so I still had a majority of the year to do whatever else with, basically. Yep, you have 8 months to do whatever. Yeah, exactly. It was an early completion of it, but it's not, as far as I know, it's not necessarily something that has to be, you have to wait till the end of the year to have it. It has to be December. It's just a year defining goal. I can look back on 2025 and say that's the year I lost 60 pounds and realized that I could be whoever I wanted to be. 2026 was the year, the first marathon I ever ran, and reaffirmed that I can do any hard thing and I can be who I want to be, and I don't have to fit into a mold that I made for myself. And put yourself in that box, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So that was quite amazing. And then my 2027 Misogi, obviously I've got a couple more months of 2026, and then all of 2027. And my goal for 2027 was to have visible abs by the end of December 31st or whatever, 2027. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I was always chunkier. I lost the weight. I still wanted to lose more when I hit 210 pounds. Yeah. I'm heavier now. I gained some weight for the marathon and stuff. And then obviously just kind of being not diligent with my tracking and stuff and letting loose a little bit. Because you eat so much on a marathon prep and you have so many carbs. You have to have the energy. I don't know how you don't. Well, you're supposed to. Yeah. Like that's the advice that you get from the pros in the field. So the car needs gas. Oh yeah, absolutely. Needs. And you get used to eating a lot and
not caring about what you're eating. So coming off the marathon, I gained some weight because I was eating tons of carbs and going kind of crazy that way, and then just kind of let loose. So we're back on the cut now. Obviously, the goal for 2027 is have the visible abs. I've always wanted to have visible abs, and it's like I did the marathon, which is something I've always wanted to do. Why not, instead of just losing some of the weight I wanted to lose and saying, hey, I lost weight, I'm not as fat as I was, I'm good. Why not get the perfect body? Why not get the body I want?
Yeah, why in there?
Exactly.
Why half marathon it when you could full marathon?
Yeah. Why marathon when you could ultra?
Why? Both of us need to run. We got to do an ultra. I have something to say after this, but you got more to say.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to finish on my Misogi.
Gotcha.
Visible abs 2027. And along with that, I wanted to just build as much muscle as possible. The most optimal way, and by that being that I was going to hit my protein goal every single day, 180 grams of protein minimum, and then be in the gym 3 times a week and build as much strength as humanly possible, as much muscle as humanly possible until that point of 2027, December, where I have as much muscle built as possible and visible abs. So then cutting down, getting to a leanness where I have visible abs. Something I never thought I would have in my life. And it's kind of a scary goal because it's hard to cut that hard and to get that lean, especially being bigger. Like, I never thought I would be skinny, and I never thought I'd be that skinny. So it's a little bit intimidating, but it's something I'm excited for.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with it. I think everyone should do it.
I think I'm with it too. Which Michael Smoke learned it from this other guy,
Jesse
Itzler. And he's the fucking man.
Atlanta-based entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
He does Running Man, which is like a festival.
Running Man, which is a festival. What company? His wife owns Spanx.
His wife owns Spanx. I want to say he was the
owner of a sports.
He was the owner of a sports team. I think after he made his money, I swear he started some sort of financial.
He also started. He made like rap intros for basketball teams.
Really?
Like he made music for like intros for teams, different teams.
That's
crazy. He started out in like New York trying to be a white rapper.
That's crazy. Jesse Itzler?
Jesse Itzler.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Fucking making music. Yeah.
That's cool as heck.
Tearing shit up.
Well, yeah, he's actually really cool. If you hear him talk, he had David Goggins come live with him because he was going through a
living with a Navy SEAL or whatever.
He wrote a book about it. Yep. And that's where I first heard about Jesse Itzler, and then through Higher Up Wellness, who is one of my favorite creators just in general. He talked about the Misogi, which he learned from Jesse Itzler, which is, a Japanese principle that's where Jesse Itzler got it. And I think it's a great thing. I think a year defining goal is something everyone should do. It doesn't have to be physical, but it obviously can be. And it gives you something to look back. I now forever can look back and say 2025 is the year my life changed.
Yeah.
That's the first.
The catalyst, like you said.
I got married, I had children, and I'm not saying that those aren't important things. Obviously, those are hugely important, but it's me changed 2025 when I realized, when I got out of my own way and decided to be more than just above,
Yep.
And obviously you do that for your family, and part of it, having a family and deciding to better yourself, in a way, it's something that you should have already done, but it's also better late than never, kind of. And you can just be you forever, or you can be better for them. And a lot of people, do the whole, I'm single, I got to go to the gym and get buff, and then find a girl or I need a girl to break my heart so I can go hard in the gym. And it's like, having a family to support you through all that is way more impactful to me. Like, it means so much more when you do all that for them and for yourself also. And have them support you.
I didn't even have kids. I still don't know, but
I didn't
even have a kid. Yeah, one on the way. I haven't said that on the pod yet.
Oh, no?
Last pod I had was talking about having kids, but actually, last pod I did was the day I found out we were pregnant, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Good. Well, congratulations officially on the pod. That is amazing.
Yeah, we're 22 weeks, so
that is such a fun time.
And I'm running my next marathon September. Which will be a month before the baby.
Oh, okay.
So just one more. But that's what I was trying to say was, like, I ran my first marathon, like, thinking about kids that I never had. Like, they're looking, they're looking down on me. It's like, their dad's going to do this shit.
That is crazy because it was actually something I really liked about the marathon prep specifically is my kids started asking my wife or me, oh, are you going on a run? You know, I'd put my shoes on and they'd be like, are you going for a run? I'm like, yep, I got to go for my run. Yep. And I would run. So my work schedule, I typically work at least 8-hour days, but for a lot of the past couple months, I've been working 10-hour days. So I'd work a 10-hour day typically. I'd get home, maybe do some dinner real quick. And then we get our girls to bed about 7:30. Start laying them down. So then I'd run after because I didn't want to miss out on any family time. I didn't want to sacrifice marathon for family time. So I do it after.
Respectable as hell.
But hard because then I'm running late and then I got to get home, shower.
I did one night
something.
Run with you and I almost fucking killed myself. So
oh yeah, that was
broke my damn
that
knee,
was after a Saturday where I worked 10 hours or whatever.
Yeah. You're a fucking hero. Like, and it's important for your kids to see dad doing hard things.
I agree.
Or like hearing it.
That was motivational for me that they saw me leaving and thought, oh, dad's going for a run. Like, dad's not a loser.
Dad's
you
not,
know?
Yeah. You could have said goodnight and then they see you on the chair eating the chips and watching TV.
And that was the first, 3 years of my oldest life. Like, that is what she saw from me. I was overweight. I sat on the couch. I ate chips. And then to go from that, and obviously they're so young, so they're not going to remember that. They won't remember me overweight, which is so cool to me that my 22 years or whatever, I was fat and overweight and lazy.
How lucky are you that they won't remember that?
I know, and I never wanted to be the fat dad, and so we have pictures in my house of our wedding and like of us when we were dating, and it's like they'll see that and it won't look like me, because they'll never know me like that, and so that was cool to get to a stage where they were asking if I was going to go for a run, and I'm like, I know you don't know what that means right now, but it'll mean something when you're older, and you know that's the expectation, or that's what you think dad does, is he does hard things, or he works hard, he does this, like, I don't know, that's enough for me to be like, this was good.
One of my earliest memories was my mom used to run the Running with Angels every year.
What's that? Running
with Angels is just like a 5K or 10K that they'd host that you pretty much just run for somebody who has passed away.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so my mom would do that every year. So we had like Running with Angels T-shirts and water bottles. My mom would come back and me and Ava got to choose out of her what I now know is a drop bag, or just one thing out of it. So there's like chapstick, a water bottle, a T-shirt, whatever. Yeah. So like one year I picked a water bottle, one year I picked the shirt, but I didn't know what it meant. Yeah. But it's like now that I'm older, it's like my mom, like knowing that my mom used to run that shit, like not even for my eye, like for me, like I don't know, I thought it was fucking cool. It's like my mom used to do this shit,
Yeah.
It's way cool. And my grandma had run like the San Francisco marathon or half marathon or something. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Fucking wild. But
yeah, that
shit's important.
I think that is, and it's stuff I think about a lot is dad lore or just stories you can tell your kids. Oh, I met your mom this time and this place and we dated and this and that, and like you can tell them the story, and then you can tell them the story of their early years where that's when I ran my first marathon, and oh, you didn't know, but I was fat until I was 22 or whatever, and then I lost weight, and then I started doing marathons, and then where else does my life go from here? If I have a Misogi every year, do I run a marathon this year and then I get visible abs next year? Hopefully I follow through, and I know I can because I already did, and then what's next after that? Is it, do I decide, hey, I want to start a business, then I want to make $100,000, and then I want to run an ultra marathon. It's just like, where can you go from here? And then I'll have a million stories to tell my kids, and then they'll see that as the expectation, and hopefully that will motivate them to do great
carry
things.
On.
I just, that kind of thing. It's like changing the culture of their lives by the choices I make now. Yeah. And I don't want them to see me just do nothing. I want them to have a high expectation for themselves because they saw what I had done and they want to achieve to that level.
I feel the same way. Yeah. That shit's important.
That's cool. I think it's one of the coolest things you can do, and I think everyone should do marathons.
Absolutely.
I think they should do more marathons per chance.
Per chance. So what are you saying? What do you mean by that? We got a little Scotland. A little fuck. Stockton's got a little announcement to make.
A little news drop.
I almost called you Scotland.
Scotland? Yeah. It's kind of tough.
But I'm tired.
Out of buddy.
Yeah, I was like, out of stock's got something to say, bro.
Shout out. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, out of stock. So post my marathon, take it to about 2 days out, 1 day out. Next day, I was texting you about how it went and all the kind of the ins and outs of it. We didn't get to break it down to this level, obviously, but we got a little sneak peek. And you told me that you and Judd were running the Big Cottonwood Canyon full marathon in September. You're like, and you might have to run it with us. And so at the time, I had already made my Misogi that I was going to have the visible abs and focus on the gym. So I really thought about it super hard. I'm like, I want to do that so bad. Like, the thought of doing that is dad lore to me. It's like, can you imagine the pictures we can show our kids in 20 years of all three of us at 20 years old, had just run a marathon looking like prime of our life. I was like, I can't pass that up. I didn't want to pass that up, but then I'd already made the goal, and I had talked about going to the gym with my brother for a couple months already. So I was like, I don't know, but like I went back and forth, and I talked to Moroni about it, and he's like, oh man, maybe I'll run it with you guys. But I wasn't sure, and then I decided, no, I need to focus on the gym and my goals, and following through on that side of things. And I made the goal, so I should stick with it, and this is going to be the best bet, is so I can cut a bunch of weight, and then I can start being in the gym heavy. And so I did that for a month. It's been about a month since my marathon, which is crazy. It feels like a year ago, but it's a month ago. Like, and I didn't run since my marathon. I hadn't run at all until yesterday was my first 3.5 mile run for prepping for the Big Cottonwood Canyon Marathon.
Let's go,
I decided to run it. I decided that I was going to focus on the gym, and then just earlier this week I was telling my wife I felt like I didn't have a goal to work towards. And I was struggling with, like, when I first lost the 60 pounds, I made it a goal that I was going to lose it by September. And I had told people, and people knew, and even if they didn't believe me, that made me want to do it more because I said I was going to do it. And so I did it, and I was telling her I just don't have anything. And, like, for the marathon, you have a date. You have a hard and fast date. So you have to be ready by that point. And it helped motivate me to get there. And I was just feeling lost. I didn't have a goal to get anywhere where I was going, and so I spent a month basically just doing nothing and eating whatever I wanted and not being on the path I was supposed to be. So I was going for this. I was driving to my brother's house to pick him up for the gym, and I saw this gal running, and I was like, man, I remember being out there on a run thinking, some people think I'm at mile 1 probably, or I'm just doing a lap around the block. I'm at mile 10. I'm at mile 20. You know what I mean? Idea. You have no idea where I'm at, or you think I'm a mile in of my 2 mile run. I'm 6 miles into a 18 mile run.
Yeah.
And just knowing that they didn't know, but so looking at her, I'm like, I don't know where she's at. She could be 15 miles in. Like, that's just such a cool thing. And then I had this like thought. It was just like, you can do it. Like, you can do the marathon, and you can do the lifting, and you can do the nutrition and everything that goes into it. Because, like I said, with the gym, I'm trying to hit 180 grams of protein, make sure that I'm getting enough fuel that I need to be repairing the muscle to build as much as possible. So that's been part of it. That's the other side of the gym that's kind of the harder side.
Yeah.
You can go in the gym and kill it, but if you're not having the protein, it's not going to do as much.
Yeah.
So I just had that thought, like, you can do it. And then I just, like, the wheels started turning. I'm like, I can't miss this marathon. Like, I already wanted to do it so bad, and I decided not to because I thought it was the right thing, but I just couldn't get over it. So I texted my wife on the way, or like once I got to his house, I said, I think I'm going to sign up for the marathon with Ryan and Judd. And she was like, okay. Like, I kind of thought you were going to anyway. I was like, why did you think I was going to? And she said, well, what we talked about last night, I thought you mentioned it. And I was like, I hadn't even considered it. I was just talking about how the marathon, you make a goal, so you have to hit it. So, but I hadn't even considered signing up for yours again until that day. It was just like, I thought about it so often, and I was like, I can't miss that. And so signed up for Big Cottonwood Canyon 2026, second marathon of the year, 4 months to train.
Ooh.
September.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited.
September 12th.
September 12th. And when I first thought about signing up, I told my wife it's the best scenario because I've already trained up to 26 miles. Like, I just did my marathon. I'm the most conditioned I'll ever be to run more marathons. And then obviously I took a month off. So getting back into my 3.5 mile run yesterday, I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't be able to do it. And I was able to run 3.5 miles without stopping, which I was worried I wouldn't have anymore.
Yep.
with running, it just goes away fast and it's scary. Yep. And time flies quick when you're not doing anything. So it could easily have been a year that I had never run. But
because it is like riding a bike, but it also, I feel like running happens quick, and like the improvement in running
happens very quick. Yeah.
But also, getting back into it is spooky because you can lose it quick.
Yeah.
Like, at least to me, it felt like. I remember I had been running, not training for hardly nothing. I had done a couple 5K, 10Ks. Went to Hawaii for just a couple days, came back, tried to run a 5K. Fucking couldn't. I walked.
Really?
A good amount of this, just a 3-mile run.
Yeah.
And it's like, I had been doing runs.
Yeah.
But just whatever I ate and whatever the fuck I thought I could get home. It was right when I got the Pharaoh, the Aries.
Yeah, compression shorts.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to do a test run in them.
Yeah.
It was a fucking test walk, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I just got
Shout out, though. I wore those for my marathon.
Yeah.
I wore like I said, I had my Naka Power hoodie, Pharaoh sweats.
Mm-hmm.
I wore a Echo Vision. They also make clothing. They have really good clothing for some of this stuff. I wore an Echo Vision, like, compression kind of shirt.
Mm-hmm.
My black Aries, I think they were the black ones. Maybe they were the red ones. Anyway, my Pharaoh Aries compression shorts, and they had like the side pocket for your phone and then the zipper pockets for everything, which was nice because I had pockets full of like bottles of maple syrup and gels and stuff, or packets. So they came in mega clutch. I actually really liked them.
Yeah,
and then my Pharaoh bandana.
You're the first to run in Pharaoh bandana, Pharaoh shorts. I didn't run a single ounce of Pharaoh, I don't think.
Oh, really?
My own fucking brand didn't.
Yeah.
I wore these shorts that I ended up just liking better than the
compressions.
The compressions.
Yeah.
They had a compression in them, but they were way flowier and just felt like lighter, and it was like less tight. I don't know. It just felt good. I think they were women's shorts. Like they were cut weird too.
Swear.
And then I wore a Stampede Club shirt, so I guess it's pretty much Pharaoh.
Stampede, yeah, that's cool.
So
I need me one of those. I want that so bad.
Yeah, we're gonna get custom gear for the gang.
Heck yeah.
We gotta get custom Pharaoh because like those pictures will go hard if we're fucking matching.
That's what I was thinking. Every start line, tough pictures.
Tough pick.
Midway, cool videos. Yeah. At the end, pictures together.
Tough pick.
The brotherhood of running a marathon together.
Dude, yeah.
Say less.
Did it all to get. Cheers to that shit, doggy.
Yeah. Dinker and sinker.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
That is such a banging mix, dude. My gosh. I drank this the night before on my carb up for my marathon. I had like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. Because I had seen it. You did it on TikTok, and I was like, that looks so good.
Yeah.
So I bought all the stuff so I could do it for my carb up.
I saw your picture of your mini fridge. Just not out of stock. That shit was full, but
yeah.
And yeah, you had those in there. I was like, yeah, boy.
Dude,
at least the Frescas, those are like, they fueled my whole shit.
Oh yeah, I don't typically drink my calories as much as I can avoid it. I refuse to.
Same.
Occasionally, I'll drink a full sugar energy drink for Running Out Energy, the show that I do on TikTok.
Go check it out.
Tap in. It's fun. Mm-hmm. But I generally avoid it.
Yeah.
But that's one thing with the pineapple juice. I'm like, I'm considering buying like a big case of these at Costco so I can have one every night once a week just because it's so damn good. They're so good.
It's the only thing I want.
Pineapple juice is delicious.
It's so good.
So good. Yeah. And in Fresca, it's like Fresca shouldn't be Fresca without that.
Yeah.
They should just make that in
someone that's Fresca. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm with
that's
it.
Fresca to me.
That might be our energy drink company. Fucking pineapple, grapefruit.
Dude. I've been thinking about it. Dude, I thought of a drink the other day. What was it? Dang, I'll get back to it.
Okay.
I thought of a drink flavor or a drink flavor I would love to start with because it's such a good mix.
Yeah.
I love fruit punch. I know it's so basic, but fruit punch is one of my favorite flavors.
I don't know if is it smart to start with something that's not basic? Just because people are going to be so
skeptical.
Imagine if the first Gatorade flavor was fucking the cucumber lime one. You'd be like,
oh yeah. You'd be like,
fucking all that.
But you never know in this market. You might have to stand out.
You might have to stand out. Yeah.
But maybe it was might have just been pineapple orange or something. But I'm like, that would be such a great flavor to have.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what. Number one, if we ever started an energy drink company, when we started an energy drink company, Red Apple. I love apple flavored shit so much, and it's so hard to find. Everyone makes green apple or nothing.
That's true.
And Monster had a Monster Bad Apple. Yeah. That was really good, but it was full of calories. Yep. Martinelli's sparkling cider, some of the best shit on earth.
It's the best. It's
full of calories.
Yeah.
Give me a sugar-free apple that doesn't have damn apple cider vinegar in it. Bloom, you freaking
Does
suckers.
it have it?
Apple cider vinegar in that hoe.
Ew.
I hate apple cider vinegar, and so
I swear they're coming out. Maybe you guys got it, but they're coming out with a new one this summer. It's like their summer flavor. It's like crisp apple. Was that the one you tried?
that's the one we tried. Yeah.
Is it really?
So my sister-in-law recommended it, and because she's like, oh, try the apple crisp. I love it. And I was like, I love apple stuff. I'm gonna love it. And I cracked it and I drank it, and I was like, and I was like, it's a little funky.
Yeah.
Like, we made a video about it on TikTok.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't remember.
Yeah, tap into that one. It was with my wife. So.
Oh, was it?
One of them with my wife, and then I started looking at the can, and I was like, apple cider vinegar, no.
Well, I follow the dude a lot. Like his whole like building Bloom. He's the man. What the fuck's his name? Greg. He's got an Italian last name, so it's gonna be hard.
Italian, huh?
It's like Greg Levechian or some shit like that.
Sure.
But he's goated. He's fucking cool dude. But yeah, he's like, he said it's gonna be the fucking drink of the summer. I could be tripping. I think they're coming out with like a bomb pop type one.
Dude, everyone has bomb
Everyone's
pop.
doing
Basic.
bomb pop.
I'm
Basic.
over it. It's not that good.
No, I'd
Bomb
rather
pop is
have a
always
bomb
okay.
pop, the actual bomb pop.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, it's like a bomb pop popsicle. Good.
Good.
I don't want every drink to be bomb
No.
pop. I'm over it.
Yeah.
It's just not that good.
You guys need to try 3D Energy next time.
I want to. Yeah.
3D. They came back with all new formulations. The guy that
Yeah, Sam Sulik has been
Sam
like
Sulik's their like
a
sponsor.
signature flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's the same dude, Dom Yakavone
Oh, from Bum?
from Bum.
Oh, really?
That's helping the owner Christian Guzman.
Okay.
That's the owner of like Alpha Land and Alpha Lee, the big gym in Texas.
Yeah. I'm
Everyone's
familiar.
filming shit in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Guzman, he owns that. Shut down 3D, brought it back with the owner of Bum. He's also the owner of Raw.
Oh, yeah.
The supplements or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I think we talked about it last time. I can't remember. But either way, that's the shit that I'm into. So I fucking I like watching.
Yeah,
all
that
shit.
kind of stuff I've never tapped into, but I'm like, oh,
I love
hell yeah.
it.
Super
so
cool.
fucking cool. But I'm fucking stoked. We're training.
Yep.
On
the prep again.
Back on prep.
At it. Back at it.
That's where I am too. It's been a minute for me.
Yep.
I was on it this time. I started at this time last year. I think I was 18 weeks out when I started.
Okay.
Or so. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, I was just like, right after May. But it feels weird to be back at the same time, like running the same routes at like the same time a year. Like I could have ran this exact 6 mile route on this exact day a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, thinking about shit like that, it's fucking cool.
That's weird.
And then hopefully aim for a better time. That's a field. Let's run a field marathon this time. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do.
What do you mean a field marathon?
A fuel. I need fuel.
Oh, fueled.
Fueled
Yes.
marathon. Like
100%.
Yeah. Let's run this shit with a full tank.
Oh, dude, I'm so tapped into all the
Threw that shit in neutral the whole fucking time.
Yeah, the electrolytes now.
Yeah.
I know what it takes, and I know that big takeaway from my first one. Anything that I do now, I tried a couple of them. I'm going to probably stick with either, like, Honey Stinger. I really like because it's pretty inexpensive.
I've never tried it.
It's pretty good, and it's inexpensive. That's
Have you
why
heard
I
of
love
Honey Plus?
Huh.
They also do honey packets. I was going to try them because I really like the honey.
Yeah.
The honey feels good on my stomach. Apparently, it's good for your body to eat honey that is like local honey, I guess.
Yeah. That's what they
that.
say. I think it might be.
It might just be a way to try to, make you
Sell
support
local
your
honey.
local honey. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I'm down. Fuck it. I love honey. It's goat.
Send it.
And it
I
never
like
goes bad.
honey as well. Huh?
It just never expires. and
That's
shit.
true.
That's
and
cool.
that's the Honey Stingers are like honey flavored, but they still have. So your gels, you want a mix of
Is there maltodextrin or anything like that in that?
maltodextrin
Or any dextrose or what the fuck
dextrose is like the most digestible carb you can buy.
Okay.
So it's really easy on your stomach, but I know that you want a mix of pretty much 50-50 fructose and sucrose.
Okay.
Sucrose is just sugar, right? Like any sugar derivative or whatever.
Yeah.
Fructose is sugar from fruits. You want a 50-50 mix because your body can top out, like, think of it like you can fill a glass all the way full of fructose and a glass all the way full of sucrose.
Yeah.
So if you just have a sucrose carb, you're just going to fill that one glass when you could fill both.
Yeah.
So it's a more optimal way to
Okay.
get a max amount of carbs. Probably going to be more relevant and important for pro athletes and things, but why not just do the best thing you can?
Yeah.
So that's why the gels are great. Honey, I don't know if it's a mix of both or if it's just one. I honestly don't know. And same with maple syrup. I could only imagine it's only sucrose as opposed to fructose. So that's a consideration if you're really serious about it, which I don't think it would stop me from, obviously I did maple syrup. I don't think it really made that much of a difference. However, the honey stingers I like because the gels are easier to me than carrying the bottles. Like I liked the bottles at first, but they did get, I ended up putting water in with my maple syrup thinking it would thin it out and it just made it really frothy and messy. And then it spilled. So that sucked. The maple syrup was so sweet, and I can imagine honey would be so sweet and potentially thick. And the honey stingers and like most gels are formulated to stay the same consistency and be easily digestible and things. So just because of that, I want to give this marathon attempt a carb gel as opposed to a natural carbohydrate. So I think I'm going to go with the honey stingers because they're pretty inexpensive. And I bought a lot for my last marathon because I thought I was going to train with those at the end. And then I ended up going to maple syrup. And maple syrup is inexpensive. And same with honey. For the amount of carbs you can get, it's probably the most economic option. So that would be my other consideration. If I didn't do honey stinger, I would probably just do straight honey. But I want to try honey stinger this time. And then my electrolyte, the one that I bought for my marathon, I might just keep doing that one because it was also inexpensive. I bought it on Amazon, like 30 packs for $16, and it was 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams magnesium. So it was a good ratio, and I knew that, okay, I can buy 30 of them, and if I need 1 a day, 2 a day on my long runs, then it's pretty inexpensive. So I might just do that same thing. But
that's smart.
The takeaways, like I said, don't take anything new into it, and whatever I'm taking on the marathon, I'm taking now until then.
All the way through.
I'm going to train all the way through. I'm going to hammer my system or build up slowly, whatever. Build up slowly, that's the smart move. I'm going to do that the entire time so that by the time I get to my marathon, I know I can take 4 carb gels an hour and feel great, or I can take 2.
You know? I'm hoping I can lock in like that too.
Less is more. Less is more. I did not do that on my marathon, my first one, and I regret doing too much because then it caused me to have nothing. It really would have been better if I had just brought 3 electrolyte packets probably. So I would have got electrolytes at the aid station, and it would have got me farther than the, 3 that I ended up actually taking. So.
Fuck yeah. Well, we'll have to do either a pod right before. I think it would be fun if we got the whole gang that's running it.
That would be way fun.
If we can bring on more people, we'll see. But, pod right before would be badass. It would almost be cool if we fucking got, like, a place to stay or all stayed at one person's house, like, the night before. It could be cool.
It'd be
just so we can all shuttle the same time.
Together.
Because that was a big thing for me, too. It's like, being up here with my buddies would be the best shit out. Even, like, packet pickup would be fucking fun with the boys.
It'd be so fun. It'd be like, let's go get all the free stuff. Because I took the day off. I should have gone through the whole thing, chatted, had a good time. But obviously my wife was in the car with our daughter, so I didn't want to, like, take forever.
I just get stressed out with all these people, too.
I do, too. I'm like, there's too many people. Where do I go? Get me out of here.
Get me the fuck out.
But I want to have a good time. That's my whole thing with this next marathon. I'm having a good time. I'm going to enjoy it.
Smart.
I took my first marathon prep pretty seriously with a lot of things, and obviously some things more seriously, some things less seriously, but I just want to have fun this time. And even on the race, I want to have fun. I want to be laughing, high-fiving. Just have a good time.
Just have a good time.
I didn't get the time I wanted on the first one anyway, so was all that hard work worth it when I could have had a good time? So that's what I'm doing this time.
I'm with you there.
I would be so down. Stay at an Airbnb or something.
Airbnb would be badass.
And go all together and come back.
I'd fucking vlog it too. Fuck it. Let's make a whole YouTube thing about it.
Dude, it'd be so fun.
A Pharaoh channel thing too. I want to get everybody that runs it. I'm down to make them, if they're with us, they're getting custom piece. Like, I almost want like those like I saw the whole like Whoop gang or whoever. It might have been
Whoop sponsored.
Or Endorphins, which is like another Strava type app. They like brought out a bunch of athletes to go run the London Marathon, and they all had like custom like tanks with like the Endorphins logo and shit on it, and like they all took a pic after, and I was like, that was fucking neat.
I was gonna say for my marathon, obviously I wore the EcoVision shirt, which I liked, but I wanted a Pharaoh shirt that has like the ventilation cut holes in it to like keep it a little cooler.
We can do that.
Let's design one of those.
Let's do one of those. I was trying to think of like what we could call that's unique, because people were calling it like Moth Tech. I wanted to call it like Spec Tech or some shit like that, because it's just like specs. Or something that has to do with like iron or like forging shit. Like when Spark Tech would be cool too. It's almost like when sparks land on your shirt and burn.
I've done that with an angle grinder.
Yeah.
Sparks burn through my shirt, and it kind of does look like that.
So I was like, we could turn that because that would play on words with ferro, like ferro and iron and working, and then sparks and
I'm totally on that.
And ventilation. We're gonna do something like that.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've said this to you already, but I'm saying it on the pod because I want it to be a real thing. I want to design a collection so bad. I want to be part of it.
We're gonna
make my own collection. That's like this is well, not my own, but like this is our drop that I helped design.
Yeah, we're gonna do that too.
Hell yeah.
That's got to happen. So
absolutely.
I mean, it's good news. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for our marathon. September 12th.
Yeah, 4 months out basically.
2026, 4 months out.
Yeah, not too bad.
What else do we have to say for the people?
I think we about hammered everything.
I think we said every word.
That's like the longest.
In this shit, yeah.
That's the longest podcast.
But fuck yeah.
Wow, that was so
Hopefully
easy.
This motivated people to go run. That would be fucking cool. If it did, awesome. They should tag us and let us know.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, if you do, everyone loves to see new runners. Like, obviously, I'm a new runner. People love to see you out there running.
Love it.
It's so amazing.
I get so jealous when I'm driving by and someone's out there running.
I know. I think about that all the time. It makes me want to be like, me and you, bro. Like, we're runners, you know?
Every runner I see, like, I hit him with a nod or whatever, but it's like, I need to be handing out high fives.
Oh, yeah.
Give this fucker a bandana or some gel. I should bring something along to be like, fucking, I see you. You're out here on these back roads. Grinding. These canals that are fucking... The dirt's hard to run on.
It is hard, dude. Trail running is... I didn't even run on a trail. I just ran by a canal.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm on the beach. The sand slipping out so hard.
Treadmill. You're just running. Yeah. But this is the last thing I wanted to say, which maybe it's just a work in progress. We'll see what we want to do. But I got pretty inspired from the Last Man Standing. Like, I love those style. They're called backyard ultras.
Backyard ultras.
Yeah, where it's a 4 miles every hour on the hour. I want to do one, but Stampede style. So I want to do it over here. We call it like the War at Wardle or some shit because it's called Wardle Fields Regional Park.
Yep.
Where it's a 1 mile loop, but what if we did that like every 10 to 12 minutes? But you get like, we could do every 15 or like something crazy. But it's like, get a grundle of boys and we're all just, you have to run and get back to the same spot in 15 minutes or you're out.
Swear.
It would be fucking wild.
That would be.
It could go for a long time, but like,
really
I think something small that won't be like a day, you know?
Oh, I'm making
maybe we can make it a day. Fucking
Bring
start it.
Family.
Take off Friday. Yeah, the whole field. We could just take that shit up. You could have like all your tents or whatever the fuck. I'd be down to hit up Bluffdown and be like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is what's happening.
Dude, that would be way fun. I would be down for that.
Yeah. Just get
that is a hard cutoff. I feel like
you'd have. I think it has to be hard though.
I was just gonna say if you did it like every 20 minutes, so you have, like if you run a 10-minute mile, you have 10 minutes of rest.
Yeah.
But that's if you're doing an all-day thing.
That's why I was thinking 15 because that way, because I feel like I could do 20-minute mile. Like you'd have to be fucking walking the whole thing to not make it back. Because I walk with Katie and it takes 20 minutes to walk a mile at the speed that I walk. So it's like. At that point, it's just like, how long could I walk a mile? Yeah,
I was thinking more for the, like, you can even walk fast enough, but how many miles can you do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking like an all-day thing, but if you're doing every 20 minutes, that's 3 miles every hour.
Yeah.
And you do that for 8 hours, it's like, how many miles are you going to do? But I do think 15 might be more realistic.
15 might be realistic. That way, if you do run a 10-minute mile, that you're still running. Like a 10-minute mile is still run. It's not a walk.
No,
yeah. So it's still gonna be tough. Then if you get back, you have 5 minutes to guzzle, piss, shit, whatever you got to do.
Oh, dude, that would be rough. The shit
is gonna be rough.
Like I'm not like I'm taking 10 minutes in there, but I don't want to be rushed.
I don't know how they did it at the BPN. I mean, we would have to maybe get porta potties, which I don't think would be too crazy hard. I know Fascia's got a couple. It's like if we got those.
Yep.
Or I think the way BPN did it, they just had like right by the start, they just had.
Bathrooms.
The trucks. It's like a bathroom truck, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it'd have to be. Otherwise, you're shitting on course or you're dealing with it on your own, like within your booth. I don't know. It's just something I haven't really fucking thought about it.
That would be so fun.
But it would be cool.
So down.
Just do it like right here and then have it be like a Stampede sponsored thing, like Faro.
Dude, have like a little prize for the winners.
Have prize, like cash prize, like fucking have people bet on it.
That'd
have
be
like
so
a full
fun.
like
I would
full coverage of like photos and posts and a whole Instagram account dedicated to like the War at Wardle, you know, like maybe we could fucking turn into something. I don't know, but I don't know. I just always want to do something. It's like how a good amount of us boys run,
Yeah.
So it's like let's see who could fucking.
Why not throw together a little?
Who can win the war? It'd be cool. I don't know.
Dude, that would be fantastic.
Let us know.
We got to talk about that more because I'm down.
Let's fucking chat about
so
it. Maybe if we can get enough boys, I'm down to like put some money toward this fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I'd throw money at it too.
Yeah.
Well, you could do $20 buy-in.
$20 buy-in.
Winner gets winner.
We could do. I was even thinking like even bigger that way. I mean, not like crazy, like $30 buy-in.
Yeah.
Or so, but then like we also hook them up with like encores, fucking, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say
if
you did $30-$40 buy-in, but you have water and stuff
like
available, or like
some water, a T-shirt. Maybe it would be cool to get like because you can pay for trackable chips and bibs. That would be cool too. So that runners don't have to use their Strava the whole time. They could have a trackable bib. They'll tell them how many laps they did and like how far they got.
Oh, it'd be cool.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. We'll have to do something like that. But this is a 2-hour long pod. We'll enter here.
We went for it.
Fucking went for it.
I feel like,
I did a whole pod about my marathon story, so this is yours.
Yeah.
And I love to hear it. I listen to pods like this all day long.
Do you?
Like I just listen to people's runs and ultras and fucking this and that. So it's like
the ultra, that's
or
the one.
Me and you say fuck it, and the war at Wardle is just me and you running a fucking ultra.
That would be nuts.
Because there's one that they do, I think Antelope Island.
Yep.
Or whatever the hell. That would be badass.
Going like around, I think Truett Haynes did that one. Like he ran, that was his first ultra. It was like you run around it.
You run around it, yeah, do some bullshit.
Dude, an ultra would be, that's a life goal too. It's like, I've done the marathon, ultra's on the agenda.
That's a Misogi, but I don't know what year.
That's what I was going to say. Also, like, it might be in the future, but.
One of mine is on my 26th birthday, I want to run 26 mile, like marathon on the birthday.
Oh, cool.
26,
oh,
you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah,
fucking badass.
really cool.
But this is the year to run a marathon. 2026. There's 26 miles in the marathon.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
Do it. What?
I ran my marathon April 25th, which was the only thing that killed it. But it was 26 weeks of prep in 2026, and it was almost the 26th. It would have been so cool.
That would have been nuts.
Yeah,
and maybe you would have got your 426. Maybe you would have ran a 426 on 426.
That would have been sick.
That would have been fucking nuts.
That would have been textbook.
That would have been textbook shit.
That'd be so cool.
I'm hoping on 9/12 I can run 26 9/12s.
That's not 12th. A bad goal. That's
not crazy.
Amazing goal.
I want to run 9:30s the whole time. That's so bad.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I was on track, dude. Fuck.
One of the bigger things was I started having a hard time running fast. Like toward the end of my prep, running faster than like a 10:48 or a 10:50 mile was hard as shit.
I averaged like an 11 something because I had to walk for a solid. I don't know. It could have been 10 minutes, but it could have been 40, and I'm pretty sure it was like 30.
Oh yeah, I was trying to walk fast too at the end of my marathon, and I was hitting like 18-minute miles trying to walk fast.
Fuck.
Brutal slow.
I'm just hoping nothing. You know, like you don't know what's gonna happen out there. Anything can happen. It's a monster. Like
really, one of my real goal with this marathon is don't stop running. Like,
don't stop.
Stop to use the bathroom. Or whatever.
Maybe grab water at the aid station.
Yeah, and obviously, like I said, I want to have fun. So if someone's handing out something fun, high five, whatever.
High five, yeah.
But I don't want to stop running because I have to and I'm tired and my legs hurt. I want to run the entire time.
Because I was able to do 20 miles nonstop. You know.
That's what I was gonna say too. My 19 miler was like I could have kept going.
That shit, I could have. Yeah. The same shit with me. It's like after the 20 miles, I felt way better on that 20 miler than I did on attempting the marathon on New Year's Day. But also on New Year's Day, I ate fucking cookies, played bingo, and then I went and tried to run a 20 miler on a treadmill.
That's crazy.
Or I went to go run a 26 miler, but I ran a 20. But it's like I probably would have gone farther if the treadmill didn't break.
Yeah.
But I hate that in the back of my head, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm so glad this treadmill broke. Like dead ass. Like I couldn't have had a better outcome.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. My treadmill broke.
Fuck yeah. But I got pissed so bad, so we'll under there.
That's real.
I'm fucking rattling my shit, dude. It's probably so annoying.
Heck yeah. But thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for hopping on.
Absolutely.
That was a fucking great time.
Absolutely.
And we'll get some more runs in together and go follow him on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and bye-bye. Fuck yeah.
Very clutch.